titles. He's not the best at NBA.
It's gonna be live things where we're doing live reactions to music.
Mic check, 1, 2, we alive in the building. Cats coming in with that big noise. Cats, how we feeling, Kenny G?
Let's get it, yes sir.
Yeah, man, been a minute.
How many we got down the pipe already?
Man, I want to say this is episode 32, I want to say.
Okay.
Yeah?
Moving and shaking it.
Okay, we moving and shaking, dog. We alive in the building. We back at it again, man. Let's get straight to it. Bring your boy in here. The infamous
yes,
Tory Starks with the stars Toried out. I mean, look at
You already know what it is, man. I'm going to tell you ahead of time before we even get started, bro. I got feelings, man. I'm in my feelings, bro. I don't know how this going to go tonight because I'm in my feelings, bro.
All right.
Hey,
You just go set the disclaimer. You and your feelings. Say it one time. What you say, Kitty G?
I said, as long as you don't jump off the ledge, dog, you gotta relax today, dog. Be in your feelings, but you gotta relax.
Hey,
he making the cat want to skip topics almost, huh?
Yeah,
we gotta get to it. I'm trying to figure out what he talking about. We gotta get to it.
Hey, let's get to it then, man.
So
I got feelings about everything. It don't matter what the topic is.
See something going on. Hey man, you got some speakers going on over there? I feel like it's all feedback coming from your side, G.
Nah, not at all. Maybe I got it up too loud. I'll turn it down.
Yeah, turn it down a little bit. See how we rock it now. You mic check, 1, 2, 1, 2. All right, I think it's at a cool level now. You can still hear us and everything?
Yeah, I hear you. Yep.
Okay. Bet it up, G. Well, yeah, man, we back at it again, man. Episode 32, I believe. Feels good to be live back in the building. You know what I'm saying? Back at it again with Kenny G. Tory Starks in the building, dog. How cats been feeling, man, since the last episode? You know, it's been NBA off season, so we've been doing just these episodic, random podcast episodes, you know what I mean? But we back at it, man. You know, new music dropping out of nowhere once the Clipse came in. We still awaiting Iceman. You know, to freeze up the summer, freeze summer over, you know what I'm saying? How cats feeling though, man? What cats been on since the last pod, man? What we doing out here?
Listen, consuming a lot of great music. I feel like this has been a renaissance in hip hop. Cats a renaissance in hip hop, man. Listen, that JID project is incredible. Young boy, one of J. Cole's proteges. He sound like he's hungry. Sound like he took his time. He's got amazing features on there. You got Don Toliver.
I'm gonna check it out. I haven't checked it out yet, so I'll hold.
I'm telling you.
We going.
Okay.
Listen, I'm telling you this. I know you're not necessarily the biggest East Coast dude. He got a little something for everybody on there. He got something for everybody on there. He got trap on there. He got boom bap on there. He got mid tempo. He got everything on there, bro. And the features is what's incredible because you look at that list and you like, I can't see him working with this person or that person, but seamlessly this music is incredible. So he might, between him and the Clipse, I'm actually leaning JID. I don't want to go by recency bias, but I'm leaning JID for top hip hop album of the year so far. So yeah, this is incredible, bro. A lot of great music.
Hey man, I'ma just jump right to you. Brought that out. My recency bias is on the total opposite end of the spectrum, bro. I'm not gonna hold you, bro. Look, I do like JID. I like JID in moderation, and I think this album kind of confirmed that either furthermore for me, bro. And the reason, here's the thing, bro. The rapping is superior, right? The rapping is superior. I think it's in the likes similar to the Clipse album. Let guys sort them out. I think it's on that caliber of rapping. But when it came to those features, you was just highlighting in
You ain't like Don? You ain't like Don T? You ain't like
and look, that's where I was going. You know, I'm a Don T enthusiast. I love Donnie T, bro. Almost on any production he gets on, I feel he can do no wrong. For some reason, on this song he had, JID had him on, I don't feel he was used at his best on that production. It was kind of a downer song. You know what I mean? Like it almost. I think maybe because JID already has kind of an acquired taste production, I would say. I felt the same when it came. I'm a Black fan. I felt the same when it came to Black. I was like, dang, like I seen those
Wait a
features,
minute,
bro.
really?
I'm telling you, bro.
I feel
I
like
seen those
the reason why I'm
features.
saying this is because I feel like he had a lot of your guys on this project
Dead.
who elevate music. Ty
Yeah.
Dolla Sign, Black, like these
Bro,
dudes
Ty Dolla
elevate
Sign,
records. They make records out of there.
Jesse
So for you to say that
Reyes.
these records didn't do it, I'm like,
Bruh.
to me, they raised JID's stock. They took JID's normal box and they took that mug up a few levels, in my opinion. I
Bro,
thought it was
I
dope.
don't know, bro. If it's going off of how this year going, bro, I'm gonna tell you right now, man. The features, based off of like when you're looking at music, I feel like this year, and you see the feature name on there. Like I think historically, your expectations just kind of you go in with a certain level of expectation, and I'm just
Yeah.
being honest. It's been I can't remember too many, bro, this year that's really impressed me. Like most of them been a letdown. But I haven't listened to JID, so I'm gonna stay. I'm gonna hold my
Yeah.
deal until I hear it. But I'm just
You
being
might like
honest.
it, bro.
If Word is saying what he's saying, because them his dudes. Don Toliver, bro, he rides for Don. You know what I'm saying? Like he
Hold on,
rides
pause
for
on
Don.
that,
You know what I
man.
mean?
Riding
Ty
Don
Dolla
Toliver is
Sign,
crazy,
he
dog. Hold on.
rides for Ty. You know what I mean? So like if he's saying what he's saying, man, like hey, that's in line with most of the things I've heard, which is another reason I'm in my feelings.
Wow.
Hold on, man.
Wow.
Look.
Hey,
Let's
I
just
would
play this
love,
album. Let's play this record
I feel,
right quick.
real quick, I would just say this before you transition. I feel pretty strongly about this project in the sense that I know that JID normally is an acquired taste. And I felt like he made it his point to expand his sound, to invite cats in who know music on a deeper, more creative level.
Yeah.
Like, bro, he's got Sierra on the project. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
I
Like,
seen that.
he tried to really pull from different sounds to not be so JID, so Dreamville, rapidy rap. Like, I mean, it's on there. The rapidy rap stuff is on there. But what I'm saying is, I didn't feel like this project was full of that. I feel like he rapidy rap in spots, which I thought was really dope and strategic on his part. So for you
I've
to walk away
never
with what you walk away with, because I do agree that he's an acquired taste, I was kind of shocked by that
Kenny,
because
I
I
don't.
really
I'm
felt like
just
he
being
tried to
honest.
expand his sound.
I'm a movie buff, right? And when in a movie, when I see on the credits that you got like 5 to 7 like top name solid actors, I automatically know the movie is probably not that good. One, because of budget wise. Number two, because you're compensating for something. So I'm just saying, from a music standpoint, there have not been too many albums where I see feature that I'm like, man, that mug was crazy. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I hear you. So I'm gonna give it its due. But I mean,
I can
Okay.
Hey, I can agree,
Tap in
Kitty,
next
when you
pod. Let me
say
know what you think, bro.
I can
Let me know
agree,
what you
Kitty,
think
when
next
you
pod.
say there was you can hear the intentionality or the emphasis he was trying to drive on his album with trying to balance it out with rap and verse, like a variation of different artistry. You know what I mean? Styles, even production, and performances. Like sometimes you get somebody like JID, I kind of go into it almost expecting, predominantly rapping. This album, you felt him intentionally trying to say, I'm gonna make it a point to bring a different ear to this with other artists. You know what I mean? But still,
Yeah.
and I can agree he did that. It's just that when I got to the performances in the records, they didn't meet the standard or the expectation I kind of went into it when I see Don Toliver. Black Ty. But when you put a Ty Dolla Sign on the record, I feel it's hard for that record to disappoint me. He's just musically a genius to me. Like he's
I
one of
agree. He's cold like that.
even what he did really didn't even excite me and give me a great experience. Baby. It is just the world of worlds going on over there for him today.
The war today. This is ridiculous. Hold on real quick.
Hey, bro,
Hold on real quick.
it got unveiled like it was supposed to.
Right. That part.
I mean, I almost thought something was about to come out of that mug for a second, bro.
I thought he just changed his background. I'm like, man, why he changed his background to that? Like, what is that? I like the other one better. That's what I was thinking. I'm like, why did he change it to that?
That boy went from a vibe in the living room to a gangway on the side of the house, bro.
That mother looked like 70s Wicker.
I can't hold this dude down. Today, man, he just losing his mind, bro. All right, bro. Let's just kind of skim through this record right quick. Hear a little snippet of it, and we'll jump back down just to kind of see what you was talking about with this Donnie T record.
Yeah, who on this one?
This the one with Donnie T. I was feeling good right here.
Walk-ins, crossing. Still geeking about your love, but about that time it got me weak. Tried to call back, but you didn't respond to me. Let me know something while I'm free.
See, this to me, bro, this is giving me like interlude vibes almost. You know what I mean? You hear that, and it's like the last thing you hear from a Donnie T. Man. And he's standing all over this record.
I ran a bands up, I make it mess. I wanna dance, baby, I ain't in no rush. I'm a silent language, I'm down with your friends and the foes that you.
And see, I'm just playing, just like I'm contrasting, right? This is like the last thing I'm hearing from a Donnie T. Now, granted, it's a JID record. He's gonna have a creative control and direction of where it's gonna go, but that's two different worlds. You know what I mean? Like it ain't even the melodic version all the way that he poured over into that JID record, which I absolutely love as well. So I feel like he didn't grab either version of Donnie T that I overwhelmingly love. It's kind of just it was like monotone almost. You know what I mean? Like, and look, maybe that's a record. I haven't played this record in the whip. And the whip, honestly, is the truest place for me to enjoy and get a full experience of a record before I give it a set in stone opinion. Yeah. But off of first listen, second listen, it's still kind of like, yeah, I was expecting more to hit from that record. You know what I mean? So
that's fair.
But I do like the rapping on that album for sure.
I still feel like the project as a whole, because like I think about songs, standout records, and I'm thinking about the G's record. I feel like that joint was incredible. The record called Work. I feel like when that mug come on, that's doing what it need to do. There's just records I'm thinking about. This album is fairly new. I just got to it probably a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
But since I've gotten to it, especially as I listen, and this is one thing I appreciate about projects. Individually, we're so used to consuming songs where like you get one from here, that might be like track 6, then you get one that's like track 10, then you get one that's like track 2, and you play these records off of it.
Yeah.
This JID project makes a little bit more sense when you let it just run. And that's what I appreciate about what music used to be like, especially when you're talking about albums, because you used to be able to play an album all the way through. And before you knew it, you was like, oh, by itself, this record may not make the best sense. But because I played it in succession to the other records, now I feel like I love the record, where if it just came out individually, I don't know how I would feel about it. And I think JID's project is one that you can press play on. And I'm not saying for most people it's a definitive no skips press play, but I do think the records that you may feel like on are make a lot more sense when you play it in the context of the project. And then he's got some stuff that you can just play anytime, anywhere, click it, throw it on, whatever that may be. So yeah, I get it though.
I still gotta, and this is disclaimer for the viewer. This is a premature take. Like, I may revisit this album and very much listen to it thoroughly, not listening to it preparing for a pod, but just listening to it everyday life throughout the day, and it could have a different feel. You know what I mean? I can have a different take for the album. But what I have listened to fully is Let God Sort Them Out by the Clipse, man. How you cats feeling about this album thus far, man? Tory, take it away. What you got for us, G?
Oh, wait, hey. I'm going to say this before you start. Watch your mouth. We got rap fans listening. Watch your mouth.
Let's be
Corey,
clear.
please.
Look at
Let's
this.
be
Look at
clear.
anytime the eyes start squinting, something immaculate is
Tread
going
lightly.
Let's be clear.
Please. These are
Let's be
legends in the
clear.
game. These are legends
Let's
in
be
the
clear.
game, bro.
Let's be clear. I'm not worried about no East Coast boom bap nonsense. I don't care, nigga, about no fans. I don't care where you're from. I don't care if you was a Wu-Tang, a KRS-One, a Rakim. Nigga, I don't care nothing about that.
Hey, they about to come bust his head
Before I
forever,
even start
dog.
talking, I just want you to know, you don't have to give me no disclaimers, no warnings, no advisory, because it does not matter with me.
What you got to say? Come on, man.
Oh, I'm in my feelings, man. Y'all need to leave me alone. All right, man. So, Clipse album, man. Here's the thing, bro. I rock with Pusha T a little bit. You know what I mean? They my era. You know what I mean? They my era growing up. So, you know, grinding, like that's my era, okay? So, like, I get it. So I have a certain level of affinity and like, okay, I'm a rock with Push because he's from my era. I don't like how he moved. Really, I don't like how Kanye moved with the whole Drake situation, right? I think that was super weak, and I feel like Push ended up pushing it over the top. I don't like when you mess around with kids. You know my deal with the whole Drake, Kendrick. I ain't like the Pusha T with, you know, with his son, the whole. I don't like nothing with kids, dog. I just feel like leave kids alone. But hey, it's battle rap. It's East Coast. I get it. Do what y'all do. That's on y'all. Cats is grown men, but I'm gonna feel how I feel. So I'm just explaining beforehand why I kind of rock with Push. Okay. Now the reality is Malice though, stepping away with Christianity. I got some understanding about that. You know what I mean? Like I've been through situations with my faith and all that kind of stuff where you battling all that. So like I got a certain respect. So automatic when he's back, I'm like, okay, one, can he still go? Can he still rap? I'm coming in with an ear of like, oh, is he gonna hold his own? And if I'm being honest, before I get in my feelings, I just want to say this, man. I feel like if we were just judging this album off rapping, I would give it a 9 or a 10. If it was just off rapping, I feel like Giannis, what was crazy to me is how Malice held his own, having stepped away for 20 years with Push. It sounded like back forth. You know what I mean? It didn't sound like no drop off. I was expecting the drop off, like a little rust. You know what I mean? He actually got with Push. Push even admitted, like, man, he actually got me on some songs. Like, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I thought from that standpoint, dope. I'm done with any other positivity about this record.
He finna get nuts. See, this is where it gets nuts.
There's nothing about this album that makes you want to press play again on any song on the album. I don't want to replay nothing on that album. Zero. Goose egg. Donut. The beats are horrible. The production is horrible.
Yeah.
The ones the features are horrible.
See, man, he's just going crazy now. Hold on.
For real. Terrible. Terrible, bro. Every feature on there is dang near. I mean, I think was Don Toliver on one of them songs? Horrible. Bro,
I don't think that's.
I gotta go back through. Hold on. I'll tell you. It was horrible.
Let me pull it up right quick.
It was terrible. Here's the other thing, bro. We're gonna go back to this East Coast thing. Listen, East Coast producer. If you are an East Coast producer, hear me. Your production as a coast is trash. Your production as a coast, nobody wants to hear anymore. That was the 80s. It's over. Let it go. It was a time that is past. It's gone. Nobody want to hear that crap no more, bro. It messes. I have to change the settings on my radio just to listen to it. It's overly trebly. The mix is terrible because the bass ain't really an 808. It's terrible. It makes it hard to take serious that this is a project that has replay value. Now, we'll give this to Cole. Cole has done a good job of kind of stepping away a little bit and getting some other producers that still keep a little residue of East Coast, but at least put some like, of age, down south, little, bass and different things on it. But I'm just going to tell you, and I'll let y'all talk. That album, whoever said album of the year, that's only because of the historic like value and the resonating of like a time far gone, and that they can still rap. It's almost like the old dude who can come back and still hit a J a little bit or something. You know what I'm saying? It's like the old NBA players come back and showing that they can do something. Outside of that little whatever you want to call it, the album was trash.
I'm gonna let you do the honors of choosing to rebuttal or just give you.
I'm sorry. Yeah, before you rebuttal, 90% of the songs, what are you talking about? It was like they were talking about the same thing on every song, except for the intro. They was talking about the same. It was almost like I'm just putting words together. Don't get me wrong, killing as far as like cadence and spitting, but it wasn't even like you're telling me the same thing over and over again. Like I'm looking for something new, and I didn't feel like they brought nothing new to the table. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm in my feelings.
Yeah, what you got, Kenny G? How we feeling out here, man? Went nuts.
I'm gonna tell you what this reminds me of. This reminds me of there are a few dudes in my life who who still need some development, right? And what happens is we go to a restaurant, we go to a restaurant, and we go to a fancier restaurant. It's definitely $60-$70 a plate and up, and we get to the steakhouse. We sit down. We're in our best attire. We doing the suit and tie thing. We might got the ladies with us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Cats pull their Johns out. All the things. Everything's fly. Everything's fly.
Pull their Johns out is crazy.
Pause. Yeah, pause.
Yeah.
And what happens is the menu comes, and everybody starts ordering filet mignon and this, that, and the third, and shrimp and this, that, and the third, right? And you got the one cat who's looking a little nervous. He's sweating a little bit, and you like, what's going on with dude over there? But we're not concerned with it because we're ready to order. So people are ordering, their salads, their steaks, their their fish, all that. And then you get to the dude who needs a little bit more development, and he goes, "Hey, I was just wondering, do you have any chicken nuggets on your menu?" And that's what Kyle sounded like when he was giving his breakdown of the Clipse album. A dude whose musical taste has not developed enough to have the conversation about. Because here's the thing. Here's the difference.
Kenny, have you been to an expensive restaurant with all that stuff, and when you get there, you order all that food, but it's trash?
Emotional. Look at him. Emotional.
His face is.
Listen what I'm saying. I gave him his time.
Yeah.
When you mature, this is the issue. You realize, look, dog, if my taste buds haven't gotten to a place where they can be elevated, I'm probably not going to come to the spot with you. And this take is reminiscent of that, and I'm going to tell you why. There are plenty of things musically. Me and Word talk about this all the time. There are plenty of things musically that myself, if we're talking about my taste, I can't necessarily get with. But there's a difference between calling something trash and saying it's not for me. See, the mature palate can say, yo, I can appreciate what's present, but it's not for me. The immature palate says, oh, y'all eating steak and y'all eating it medium? That's trash. Like, dog, just because you consume chicken nuggets and french fries doesn't mean that we need to, homeboy. This project, as far as the beat selection, Pharrell pulled out some of his best stuff in 5 to 7 years. If this is trash, just say you don't like Pharrell's production. Just say you think Pharrell's trash, to be honest with you, because Ace Trumpets is a very complex beat, whether you like it or not, say it's not
Best
for you.
production on the
Trash.
entire album. That song's probably the best on the entire album. That's the highlight.
Even still, bro, for you to be throwing around trash to this project lets me know that there's a difference between being able to say, I don't necessarily appreciate East Coast, I don't necessarily appreciate pop, I don't appreciate the genre, but I can accept that something is good. You throw around trash like no one had any highlights. The beats was trash. The production was trash. This
Kenny,
was
you
trash.
know me. Kenny, you know me. You know who is the person that I say I respect their art, but they make drunk, slave, stink tavern music. Who is it? Who is it?
Kendrick Lamar.
Who? Okay, so you know that I can appreciate something that's just not my taste. When I think somebody makes drunk, slave, funk, tavern music. Right? If I can say that about something and say that type of music is not my palette, but I can say this work of art should be in a museum. It should be held at a level of artistic genius. However, it doesn't change the fact that it's drunk, slave, stink, tavern music. Do you get what I'm saying?
Can I ask you a quick question?
So
Can I ask you a question real quick?
Hold on.
I just want to ask you a question.
This album ain't that.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Real quick. Here's the thing I've never been able to reconcile with you specifically.
Yeah.
The dude you have as your number one.
Yep.
Marshall Mathers, aka Slim Shady, aka Eminem. One of the greatest lyricists to ever touch a microphone. Me and you agree about that.
Absolutely.
Do you realize that his production has been god awful for 20 plus years, and yet you still put him number one among all rappers of all time?
He's the greatest rapper of all time.
When Eminem started producing his own beats and he left Dre to go do other people's beats, when Eminem was producing his albums, that production was god awful. I'm talking about.
Listen, I wouldn't argue that. I would agree.
I'm talking about God had nothing to do with that production. The Lord left the building. That's how bad that production was. And you sitting here calling him your number one and how you can appreciate these albums.
I agree.
And God left. But you want to sit here and talk about how this project is trash? You gotta make it make sense to me.
No, it doesn't have to make sense. All you gotta do is listen to it. It don't make sense. They ruined it. Let me explain to you. Let me explain something to you, bro. It's like I'm a 80s, you know what I mean? Like I'm an 80s sitcom guy, right? You remember the Cosby Show?
Sure. Yes.
Do you remember the moment where Vanessa brought Dab? No. Was it Vanessa or Denise brought old boy, one of them, and they were talking and they was talking to Bill Cosby, and he said, "Listen, have you ever had steak with mashed potatoes?" I asked them what their favorite meal was, and they said all that. And he said, "And then you put it on top of a trash can." He said, that's the way my daughter just brought you in here. So I can't appreciate and say that this is amazing. This is amazing food because it's presented on a trash can. What I feel, that's why I said I'm in my feelings. I think this had the makings of a classic album. As far as the rapping, the cadences, all those things, even though, and this has just been Clipse's history, they've never talked about a wide variety of things. It's a lot of the same thing over and over again. I can live with that, right? I can live with that. But my issue is the production was so horrible that it made the album trash. Do you get what I'm saying? So I'm not really saying on its face that the album was trash. I'm saying that the beat selection was East Coast and soul. It wasn't even good East Coast. It was horrible, which made the album trash. So I just want to be clear.
Hey, Kitty, we got your rebuttal. Just give us some of your pros of this album, because you said this is an album contesting with JID's for album of the year, right? We'll get to that later and more in depth, but give me your pros of this album as to why you feel that way.
Well, first of all, I think Kyle kind of touched on it, and I think like beyond even the shock value of it, you just gotta at least give a golf clap. Malice has been in the church praying trying to get his life in order. For that dude to come back and rap the way that he rapped on a lot of those records, like Malice not only has not skipped a beat, it's almost like he developed without rapping. It's incredible. Like, and Push has been the dude who's been active, getting his reps in, putting these albums out, whether you like them or not, the Daytonas of the world and all of that. He was staying somewhat in the fight. And I'm not gonna lie, a lot of this album he gets out rapped. A lot of it, a good portion, 50 to 60%. He's getting out rapped, and I think that's saying something because people have varied opinions on Pusha as an artist, but as a rapper, he's really never contested. There's pretty much a consensus on his ability to rap, and yet Malice is right there with him, if not better. I think that's number one. Number two, I think that they were able to do what they've always done for 20 years, even though we have a 15 or however many year gap. And I think translate in a sound that has been older and past and bring it to the forefront of 2025. It did. Now, listen, Kyle clearly doesn't like the production. He thinks it's terrible. No problem. Okay, cool. But I do not believe that the production is reminiscent of 2007. I don't believe that. You may not like the beats. You may think there was missed opportunity. But I do believe they tried to carry a sound, a feeling, and a culture that was developed in '07, but bring it and make it relevant to 2025. However you feel about their execution of that, according to a Kyle, that's something we can talk about. But I do feel like they kept it. Like people who are Clipse fans, you have the essence of that without feeling like you got to travel back in time to listen to the stuff. Like to me, they sought to keep it up, to keep a standard, to keep a culture, to keep an essence. And I personally believe that what's interesting about this conversation too. I'll say, and this is kind of a deviation from what you asked, but I just think it's important to note. The Clipse actually don't even fall under an East Coast group. Technically, because they're in Virginia, a lot of people would say they're a Southern rap group, which is the interesting piece about this, because they're not New York, they're not Philly, they're not you know what I'm saying? Like that's not their beginnings. And so I just find that interesting. But
I would have took Kanye. I think Kanye should have produced this album, man. I think it would have been, even though Kanye beats could be a little strange sometimes. I think it would have put. I think this would have put the album. And I just want to be fair. Let me. I'm just in my feeling. I told you ahead of time, right? I respect what they did. I like what they did. I was just disappointed because the East Coast. If you're gonna go East Coast, go with something that's gonna be a vibe. Like, just don't go pick. I forgot whose album recently came out, and they said they didn't want the beat to distract from the rapping, so they got the most generic beat, so that when they rapped over it, that the rap was the focus. It was somebody recently who just said that, and I felt like that was almost what I was hearing, and that frustrated me. You get what I'm saying? So
yeah.
And I'm just saying, it's been kind of a low for music for me in a lot of ways, bro. So this just didn't help.
I'm gonna jump in right there, man. I'm gonna jump in right there.
Yeah.
I mean, I hear what you're saying. Honestly, I don't want to. And you know me, bro. I'm a walking vibe consumer. I'm a vibe consumer, right? But when it comes to hip hop, if we stretching out macro and looking at hip hop, there was an audience that has been waiting for something like a Clipse album, bro.
Yeah,
like the vibe in hip hop has been almost vibed out to where this was becoming extinct. Rappers and albums like Let God Sort 'Em Out was non-existent for the most part. And I'm gonna take it here. They what they did on this album for me, I'm gonna start with my pros. It's not too many people that can fill the slot of what Hove brings to the table, right? They bring some of that, and it's been missing since Hove has been disappeared. They rap like them. Of course, the production is East Coast, and they bring that mature, fancy, clever language with words that they choose. The way that they rap, it ain't just like a fast cadence. It's a certain ease-giving pace when they rap. I mean, Hove like. So I will say, bro, on that side of the critique of this album or the pros, I would say it was refreshing to get that. When you said new, it was refreshing from that standpoint for sure. Whether if it was replay value, because the production production is king in this era. If your beat is crazy and it's catchy, the rapping doesn't even matter.
Don't matter.
You know what I mean?
Matter.
It's the and I did a reaction to what Russ said. Like the rapping was the main meal. The lyrical ability was the main meal. Now the cadence, the beat, everything outside of that, which was the seasoning back then, became the meal. They swapped. You know what I'm saying? In this album, they went back to what it was. You know what I mean? The rapping, the lyrical, the storytelling, the metaphors, the punches, actually having a concept. You know what I mean? Bringing that to an album. I would say it was refreshing for them to stick to their guns, bring that back, and have a refreshing sound of what cats like Hove did. You know what I'm saying? Like from that standpoint, I feel like it was crazy. I would say another thing, bro, the rollout for this album, I probably enjoyed the rollout almost more than the music almost. And that's not even killing the music. You know what I'm saying?
No,
I'm just saying like they approached it like people that hit the ground and face to face with their fans trying to really settle out the back trunk type vibe. You know what I mean? They didn't care about streaming. They didn't rely on like all these streaming methods or the algorithm. That type of stuff I appreciate because that's MC given like. When they roll up the Hot 90, like nobody goes to Hot 97 no more to do interviews. Nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like Castanet get more interviews from rappers than Hot 97, and that's a radio station in New York. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate that. Them going to Joe Budden. They did a bunch of unconventional interviews with people I never really even heard of, but it brought out different questions because it wasn't just generic hip hop questions. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
the Tiny Desk.
Yeah, the Tiny Desk, all that. I think Malice also lends itself to other platforms wanting to be a part of that with his story and his faith and things like that coming back. So it's some pros that I enjoy that's really hip hop purists in me that really appreciate it. Now, when I take the hip hop purist hat off, there is not much replay value on this album for me. I must say that. I didn't necessarily, bro. I didn't need Pharrell on 6. Like Pharrell can produce. Don't get it twisted. But Pharrell vocally actually laying down audio. I didn't need him on 5 to 6 records like he was. It was a little repetitive with, and he's not the. He's nice in moderation on hooks. He's nice with back vocals, things like that. But trying to be the almost a marquee artist, just as if he was the third person, a part of the Clipse, was a little overbearing to me after a while on this album.
I think there was some hip hop expectation with that. You know what I mean? Like I think, like I was surprised to see Pharrell that much on the album, especially when I heard that one song where he said the Neptunes are gone, like it's no more Saturn or something like that.
Yeah.
Like I thought it might have been some beef, but then I'm like, dang, nah, Pharrell on like all these tracks, like it ain't no beef. That was, you know what I mean? So it might have been a nod to the expectation because Pharrell was almost like that with them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would say that's part of it. I think, and honestly, before this album, on a few hip hop platforms and blogs, like that was people kind of doubting Pharrell like production and where it's been as of late. You know what I mean? Like, and I feel like he probably had to come in with a chip on the shoulder and remind cats like, no, like I'm a hip hop pillar in the hip hop production lane.
Yeah,
which I think he did from a production standpoint. I think on the hip hop side, he proved
this
that
didn't
point.
help.
He crazy.
No, it didn't help.
But
that's crazy.
That's other thing, this dude, bro. The last thing I'll say about this album, bro, was that they kept it concise too. What they do is anytime Clipse or I was to say Pusha T, when he get on the album, he not gonna draw you out too long. And this album is concise. If you did love it and have replay value, you could at least run it back. It's not necessarily for me, but I will say the rapping was the best thing on this album. It was concise. I love the rollout. Features. Now, yeah, when you said the features was horrible, I think you was tripping on that. When you talking about kids, hey, bro, K-Dot is still rapping like he looking for a new head to take off.
K-Dot was the best. K-Dot was the best feature on there. John Legend feature was horrible.
Hold on, bro. Hold on, bro. Tyler, the Creator, to me, on POV is probably the best verse for me on the album. No lie. I got that. When we get the verse of the year, I got that contestant. Bro, he said something on
Tell
there
Kyle
like,
to watch his mouth, bro. That's
he
crazy,
said something,
bro.
bro. He
I
said
agree.
something on there like, if they do a biopic on me, God gonna have to play me. Bro, it was something crazy. It's blasphemy, but it's crazy the way he said that.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Kendrick, which I feel like, okay,
he's still looking
you don't
for
really hear too many bad K-Dot deals.
No.
Tyler, I was surprised, but Tyler, you know, he been in this bag for a minute. It stops there, and there were 1, 2, 3,
Nas
4,
at the end
5,
came in.
Nas went crazy at the end.
Hold on a few minutes.
9, 10 features on there, and we're talking about 2 that were
you
nice.
talking about 2. Nas, he came and leveled up and kept his end of the bar up as well. I wish his verse was a little bit longer, but as far as what he did and the time that he did, no, that's still Nas on that record at the end.
I'll go listen to that now.
Few the type of nigga that skip through a record after he get the 4-5 records he don't like. I'm out of this motherfucker.
I get out quick.
That nigga, he ain't got no type of listening
loyalty, got an East
bro.
Coast beat on it, boy. It's getting. It's only so much I can take, dude. My ears be literally saying to me, "Why are we still listening to this? What are you doing to me?"
Hey, the last point I'm gonna say about this album, because we've been on this album for a minute, is yes, Malice did hold his end at the bar. I agreed. He was out rapping Push on a lot of these records, but I honestly, if you listening to it from a blind ear, a lot of times you couldn't even decipher Malice from Pusha T.
Yeah, I couldn't tell who it was. Like, it was hard for me.
They sound very alike. I may be late to the party, but I thought these dudes was twins the whole time. That's a few years between the two. I thought them boys was twins. So, I mean, yeah, they sounded the same. The boys look the same to me. And the crazy thing is, I was in LA about a month ago, bro. I seen your boy Pusha T and Malice. I thought Malice was the bodyguard the whole time. Yo, no, hey, respectfully, dog. But no, hey, Push is like that in real life, bro. Ain't no smiling, ain't no laughing, none of that, bro. Like, he just going about his business, bro. All right, man, let's try to get to these next albums, dog. We got your boy Bryson to Levisis, disc 2 of a double disc. How we feeling about that, man? I could go in right quick, dog. I listened to it literally just earlier today in the gym. Listened to it a second time once I got to the crib. Played a few records in the whip.
Wow.
So I try to really get to this album. I'm a Bryson fan for sure. Really admire Bryson's sound. I mean, when you talking about the music or the genre I consume, trap soul and OVO sound is pretty much the bevy of all I listen to. So it's really a huge bias when I go into an album like this. But I will say Vices, it sounded like it was his rap side of the catalog that's going to be on this double disc album. Even just from the production, it's definitely more geared towards a more, not really hardcore, like when you look at just hip hop in a general sense, but for him, it's more the hardcore hip hop side of what he will get on for production. Records I like the No Sharon joint with Lil Tyler. That one was fire. Last Call was fire. I like the record with Ross. I was really surprised when I seen Boss Man D-Lo on a Bryson Tiller record, but it's somewhat worked out. Overall takeaway though, I didn't massively love this disc of the double disc album. I'm probably sitting back waiting for the disc 1. Solace, that's definitely I believe more so will be on the R&B melodic trap soul vibe for me. But I think it may be something where I appreciate more when I listen to both discs together, being that you got both of these genres kind of on this record. And that's just me anticipating that's what that record is going to be. I don't know, but it makes sense for it to go like that. What you cats feeling on this joint so far, bro?
Considering the drop before this, where to me there were more slaps, and a project I really appreciated, this was a turn in the wrong direction to me. So I'm thankful that there is something else to look forward to, and this is not what he's leaving us with. I'll just say it that way. I want to be nice to Bryson because trap soul. And what's the Drake before this with Chow on it and all the records?
Bryson Tiller self-entitled.
Yeah, the self-entitled joint.
All right, he about to be gone for the day. He about to be gone for the day, man. What's up,
My
man? Come
bad,
on,
dog.
dog.
My bad. So
Go ahead, man.
back to what I was saying. Yeah, the self-entitled joint, Trap Soul, those projects make you feel a type of way about what he's capable of. This, outside of the kind of like the highlights you name, I feel like we almost had the same notes about the project. Just as a side note too, I'll say this: I'm actually just a Boss Man D-Lo fan. I don't know when it became that way, but I just kind of like the fact that like dude is ignorant. He's from Florida, and like he just kind of presents this sound that like you just gotta appreciate at some point.
Unapologetically, just a nigga, man. That nigga is a nigga.
Right, and I love it every time. So
Yeah.
to me, that was a highlight because you're right. I didn't expect that, and then to get that record was cool. But yeah, I think Bryson. I don't know who's on his team, and I don't know who's advising him.
Yeah.
But I think
Now hold on. I don't believe.
was
Now hold on.
wondering if
I don't believe it's that nuts. Now you started questioning his team.
No,
now.
no,
Who's
no. Listen what I'm
advising
about to say.
him?
Listen what I'm about to say. I ain't gonna kill him. No. I ain't gonna kill him. I ain't gonna kill him.
Yeah.
I'm saying that to say, to me, the self-entitled joint brought such a redirection because
It
people were
did.
almost expecting everything he did to follow up Trap Soul. So for me, it was like when you found that pocket when you were smoking it, I'm like, okay, this is where you need to stay because you found it. Like no one had any qualms with that last body of work. From
Yeah.
what I
Nah.
knew, it was just good. It was
Yeah.
just good music. So for him to go and jump into this was kind of like, I don't know about this. I'm
Yeah.
cool. And I think that's kind of how you feel about the project. That's just my little 2 cents, though.
Yeah. What you got, Phil? You get a chance to check this joint out yet? He looked like he may be done. He may be framed into the frame behind him over there. The way he looking. Come on, man. What you got to say? This can't be as crazy as the last take you just said about that Clipse out, man. What you got to say now?
It better
At
not
least
be.
got
This
some
is
vibe on there for you. It at least got that from a
Oh my
production
gosh,
standpoint.
dog.
Right, at least survive.
I don't.
Right.
Are we? What are we talking about the beat? Are we gonna talk about the Bieber after this, or are we doing this at the end? Because there's just something I
Oh,
want.
we still going. Come on, man. We need to stick with the topic. What you got? I'm not finna keep laughing with you, man. Come on.
He ready to kill Bieber already.
I am so sick
I'm about to get. I don't even need his
of
take no more.
these artists.
What is you talking
I'm
about?
dead serious, bro. Like I think the problem why I'm in my feelings, bro,
Right.
like straight up, and maybe this pod is gonna be for my own personal mental health, man.
See,
Like
this is.
I don't.
What is happening?
I don't know. His
understand,
problem
bro.
with music is
like
nuts.
real talk. Like I do not understand, bro. Like I love just similar to Word. I love like OVO sound, like Party Next. I love that kind of vibe. You know, some of the content, depending on what they talking about, too vulgar, graphic, I ain't and all. I want to hear about you talking about sex every time.
Right.
Like, cool. Like, you know what I mean? But like the vibe, the sound. You know, the Tory, the vibe, the sound. The Bryson, Trap Soul. Like you basically invented a genre.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, facts.
You
Facts.
invented it, bro. And then you give me an album of what, 12 songs of you rapping? Nigga, I don't want to hear you rap.
See, this
Can
ain't
you
right.
rap?
This ain't right,
Yeah,
man.
you can rap. Yeah, you can rap. You can rap. Okay, I know every singer wants to rap. Every rapper wants to say, I get it. I know I get it. You can rap, bro. But nobody wants to hear that. Like, I don't want to hear that for 12 songs. I like if you want to do it for a couple songs like you did on your first album, Trap. Like I'm cool with that. Like that's how it is. And you're gonna give me your best bars because you're only highlighting your rapping 2 or 3 times. So you're giving me all you got. Versus you give me 12 songs of like, this cool. Like you're not even really that. I mean, it's cool. Like it's cool. It was cool. Is that what y'all want me to say? It was cool. It was all right. That's basically what y'all said. Y'all try to use other words and be all nice and politically correct and cool. And like the album was It was. It just was. What you're gonna say is exactly what I felt. I want the first album because I know the first album is gonna be trap soul. Do what you were made to do. Stick to your vibes. Give the people what they want. I don't want that. Nobody's requesting it. Nobody asked you. Nobody sent you a letter, a tweet, nothing. You just decided that because you're an artist, you wanted to express a thing. And I'm okay with that. But don't give me 13 songs of it. Give me your best work in what you've done, bro. So anyway, so if you want to ask my opinion of the album, it was
So look, let me say a few things, man. There is, first of all, if we was just coming here to say one word of answers, the record was good, bad, or cool, then I wouldn't have a podcast, right? We want to have a little conversation with nuance and a little past the surface, right? We artists, we get it, right? We know what it is. One, I will say this. Let me provide a little insight to Bryson and just the way he's wired. Cause trust me, bro, I was a very much selfish fan and sometimes continue to be with certain artists that you feel like is one of your favorites. Bryson being one of them. Bryson, though, if you listen close to Bryson, bro, in his interviews, if you pay attention to his stories, his Twitter, he's actually been trying to narrate this entire way of making music after trap soul. Because look, bro, he was one of those artists that came out on a debut classic, right? And that's a very high pressure to live under after you do something like that. And honestly, I almost can guarantee you he didn't foresee that. He didn't foresee it being a classic. It actually inventing a genre. Nobody actually probably foresees that. So after that, bro, ain't nobody yet. Can't nobody just come out and say I finna,
No,
so after
absolutely.
that, bro, I mean, the pressure weighing on them has been nuts ever since then. And so look, last album, I felt like was the first album he stepped into just a comfortable space where he maintained trap soul sounding, right? But also brought records that were new in a different side of him, like Chai or She Wants. You know what I mean? Like those records were still kind of, they were out of his normality for what you expect for him. But also, when I look at somebody like, this is where I give Tyler, the Creator, one of the highest praises. Because he freely doesn't remain in the same form from album to album and doesn't really care what fans say. And typically, he actually lands on his feet pretty well, even when he goes with a different sound. Call me if you get lost, don't sound nearly remote to Igor. You know what I'm saying? Like, those are two different worlds. Now, it's as a human, though, when you look at Tyler, the Creator, when he's in his interviews, bro, he talks like how he is in his music, very fluent and just open with how he's going to move with his music. This has been a learning curve and a progressive thing for Bryson Tiller to try to arrive at this point. So when they hear it take like few, bro, if his mental health ain't all the way done, he gets set back 5 more years to where he used to be. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no, but I'm not. But see, that's what I'm saying. That's why trying to choose my words, bro. I'm affirming what he does. I'm just saying, bro, I don't care about you rapping. I'm just saying, don't give me a whole album of that. Like, you are a good rapper. You're good.
Yeah. Let me say this.
What you got, Kenny?
He makes sense. You know what? I didn't think I was going to agree with him when he was emotional, but the more I think about what he's saying, the more I actually think it's truth. Because here's what I think he's laying out. Word that we gotta probably spend a quick second on. You laid out this idea of him trying to navigate this sound since Trap Soul, because what has happened to his artistry since releasing such a classic has been an immense pressure and expectation of people waiting on that level of artistry since.
Yep.
But what Kyle is saying is actually true, and here's why. What we probably need to say, and it doesn't sound nice, but it's true, is there's certain cats like a Tyler who can experiment and keep a level of quality in that experimentation that makes you have to just say, you know what? Even if this wasn't what I expected, it's so good, I appreciate it, and now I'm able to rock with where you went. And then there's other cats who, you're a specialist. When he invented trap soul, it was something we hadn't heard. It was like OVO sound. It was like when Drake and 40 got together. We were like, whoa, what's this? And since then, he's tried to experiment, but he hasn't had the tools, the sauce, the creativity, and the execution to make us run with him as he's tried to deviate. And so what we're really saying is Bryson just isn't that expansive in his artistry right now. Maybe later.
That's not a knock. Hey,
Maybe later.
You are he not Tory, bro.
Let's just.
Everybody
Can't wait to go there.
Tory can rap, and that mug is just crazy.
Yeah.
He can sing, and that mug is just crazy. Like there's no drop off. And for me, I don't need to be Tory. I might want to be Tory, but I don't need to be Tory. And my deal is, bro, I'm real big on Strength Finders. It's an amazing book. I recommend it to whoever else. In Strength Finders, it teaches you, like, sometimes you got to see what your strength is and maximize your strength. That gives way to some of your weaknesses, right? Which could be rapping. That might be just like a little bit. He might be a 6 or 7 at rapping, and that's cool. But you lead with your strength, and you let those things benefit from your strengths. Your weaknesses benefits from your strengths.
Cool.
So that's all I'm saying. Like, I'm not trying to knock him, bro.
I get it, man.
I think the first disc is probably going to be crazy, but I want the first disc. I don't want 13 records of something that you ain't really what you do well. That's all I'm saying, bro.
I get it, bro. But look, dog, somebody could peel back the tape on my life, see me rapping 10 years ago, and be like, they may have a problem with a nigga like me doing a podcast right now when I first started it. I always say that because I'm a person that's truly always trying to expand. And it starts from a genuine place, but outside looking in, a lot of people have critique or their own opinions like that seem ingenuine. You wasn't do, you know what I mean? Or if it's something they've been doing, they feel like, oh wow, you doing this now and I've been doing this for it's all these things to try to box you in is what I'm saying. And I'm always gonna be on the side of trying to fight for the cat to try something if it's from a genuine place. And who knows, 5 years from now, he could be just as nice rapping because he's been doing it right now. I'm always going to fight for
facts.
I agree, bro. I'm not really knocking it, bro. Just take the best 3 or 4 from this record and throw it in on the other joint. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, bro. Like, that's all I'm saying.
To me, that's solid. That's solid because my thing is this.
That's what but look, I would say to this, that's what he did last album, though. A nigga do get tired doing the same thing. Every nigga ain't Jeezy. Every nigga ain't Big Boogie. Because one of my critiques for them niggas is they're too redundant. Redundancy is a thing. And that was one of the things that you just said Clipse did. Them niggas been making the same music for years, but you critique them for that, right?
Well, it could. Hold on.
You know what I'm saying? You said they talking about the. Now, hold on now, bro. Come on.
Here's the thing, word.
Come on, Future. You gotta keep it 100, dog.
No, I mean from a conscious standpoint.
You want to know why this conversation? Probably deserves a little bit more attention, though.
What's that?
Because you got 2 different viewpoints. You got one person saying, "Listen, if you have a strength or you have a superpower, tap back into it." You have another dude like yourself saying, "Look, if I would have stayed in the same place, I wouldn't be a photographer. I wouldn't be a content creator. I wouldn't be a rapper. I wouldn't be a podcaster." But here's the difference. The difference is you have to know whether or not as you branch out, that thing is actually profitable for you. So here's what I'm saying. Steph Curry is a shooter. And yes, he's slightly more than a specialist. I don't want to disrespect Steph Curry. He can dribble, things of that nature. But if Steph Curry fell in love with expanding his game to the point where he decided to go from being a 3-point specialist to a defensive specialist, he would actually hurt his brand, hurt his team, and hurt his ability in the name of expansion.
That's what I'm saying.
And what I'm saying is,
I agree with
expansion. Yeah, expansion not always the answer.
Expand where they're trying to go. If for a Jeezy, it may have hurt his career. It may be redundant to you, but it may have hurt Jeezy's career to try to expand because he just wasn't that type of artist.
I agree.
That's all I'm saying.
And Jeezy is expanding. That boy just sold out in St. Louis doing his whole rap deal with an orchestra behind him. So, like, you got to figure out.
Hold on. Everything, that's very, this dude crazy. Now, what did he sell out? Now, come on, let's have the context. Now, let me, before we get to, I know he was in.
You ain't just see that in St. Louis?
I did, bro, but you saying it as, is it Jeezy at his peak wouldn't be performing. Where he was at? Down at the symphony or the opera house or something? At his peak,
Yeah,
he's
something
not.
like that.
If he's expanding, he's at the dome now. If we're truly talking about expansion, right?
Yeah. But I'm talking about
Let
sometimes you find
me
your
go back.
lane
I hear you.
of a different thing. But one thing about you, I just, big ups to you, whatever you can say what it is, glazing or whatever. But bro, everybody's not you either. Like you was able to transition from rapping to putting out quality video content, bro. Like
Right.
you was able to transition to put out quality. You know what I'm saying? Like artistry in a different space. And so all I'm saying is not that I'm not saying Taylor stuff's not quality, but I'm saying you're similar to Tory, you're able to go in a different lane and still be able to knock out something that people desire. And I don't think anybody desires this.
See, now that's a little. All right, one. I think that's extreme, right? I think what Kenny said was extreme as well. I don't. If hold
What
on.
I said was extreme.
Let me get a little more specific with what I mean. What you're saying extreme. When you said Curry being a 3-point specialist, if he ever decided to try to go and be a defensive specialist, in paralleling that to, I'm assuming what you think was happening right now with Bryson. We still gotta wait. Let's wait for the second. He still may give us another diss where that's also apparent on the album of him being on that track so vibe.
Real quick, in small defense to what I'm saying, I don't think that's a reach for this reason. To go from trap soul, to go from R&B in the lane that he existed, to low key putting out a rap album is literally like going from offense to defense. Literally, it takes two different skill sets to do a rap album.
Yeah.
To do an R&B album, bro.
It does.
That's literally offense to defense.
All I'm saying is it's a double diss. I think some of our critique has to be because let's say the first diss is a classic R&B trap soul album.
Right.
Then some of this stuff could be premature. We may come back and be like, bro, listening to that, going into that after that, it actually wasn't that bad. Because he had.
No, I would just say
I agree.
But I just think you do it in reverse. Hit him with what you do well, and then the other thing you'd be like, "Oh, ain't nobody paying that much no attention." Like, yeah, that was cute. You know what I mean? But like, I just don't think.
He's going
I
too
don't
far.
think.
He's crazy. All right, let me get to what you really trying to get to. Obviously, we gonna probably be where you are when we was talking about JID. Bieber's album Swag, was it an acronym? I haven't sunk my teeth into it yet. Pause. What was it? What was? Yeah, I know that. You're nuts.
It was crazy.
I said
And then that too.
SUNK.
Then you ended with that too. That's crazy.
Anyways, bro.
Okay.
Was it an acronym, bro? What was that album about? The title? Was it really just swag, or was it an acronym for something?
I don't know what it was, dog.
All
I don't
right,
know
well,
what the.
Give us. You have the floor for your album, for this album, Justin Bieber, Swag. What do you feel about it, Kyle Tory?
Let me preface my statements by saying,
See, this is about to be just astronomical craziness.
why y'all just care? I told y'all I'm in my feelings, so
I
y'all
didn't pull my phone out on
you
this
shouldn't
nigga,
have had
bro.
me on the pod, bro. I'm just telling you. I told you, bro, beforehand what was gonna go down. So I'm trying in case they ever hear these podcasts. I don't want them hearing what I'm not saying. I love JB. I think he's one of the best artists of the past 20, 30 years. I think, you know what I mean? I think this dude has overcome a lot of scrutiny. And, you know, I know he's his faith thing, he loving the Lord, all those things. He's got married, big ups to that. You know what I mean? I just think overall, good dude. He's dealing with health stuff, with the Lyme disease, all that, bro. And I had this similar critique for, I think it was the album before last, it might even been the last album. That had to be one of the most boring albums I've ever heard in my life.
This dude is all right. Go ahead.
It borderline infuriated me. I go to JB. Similar issue. That's what I'm saying. I feel like nobody this year is giving us what we want, what they're supposed to give us. Like I'm really struggling with this. JB is known for hits. Where are the hits? All the artists of 2025, where are the hits? Where are the top 10s? Where are the dance songs? What are the songs that they playing so much? You know what? And you know I can't stand this song. Where are the Not Like Us songs? Where are the songs that you make where the DJs are playing it so much it makes you sick to your stomach? Like, turn this crap off. I've heard it enough. Yes, it's dope, but I'm sick and tired of the song. Where are the hits? There are no hits. I don't understand. If JB can't do nothing else, the boy can make hits. And there was nothing on that album.
Hold on, man. Come on, dog. You ain't right.
What
do you
mean, come on?
Wait a minute.
There was nothing on the album. Nothing.
I haven't even got all the way in the album, but it's a song that's made a big impression on music lovers. Yeah,
UConn, bro.
UConn is like
UConn's the best. UConn is the best song on the album. UConn, if we actually graded it on just it by itself, it's if we line it up against JB hits, it's bottom tier.
It's different.
It wouldn't crack the top 10 if we measure it against the top hits of the past 5 years. It's bottom tier. It's probably at the bottom of the list. So if you're saying right now today, yes, it's a song worthy of being on a playlist.
It's been a light year across the board.
That's what I'm saying. So that's what
I'm just keeping it in that context.
You're not going to get me to affirm something that is subpar that's only getting credit because it's in a light year. Because if that mug came out 5 years ago, that mug wouldn't even crack the top 50.
Let me address America, because if this is actually a very serious thing. I wasn't concerned until your most recent diatribe, but I have to say, if people don't understand what's going on, this is very serious, and I'm gonna tell you why. This isn't a normal Tory rant. It's not. Because the brother literally
what are we on the third album? He didn't bag every album we didn't put up on here.
Wait, but not even that word. The brother used Not Like Us as an example. Do you know how egregious that would be to his soul to even
to my soul?
He had to go below his core to grab that proof for that.
He had to reach from the bottomless pit
in his crevices of his chest work for that.
He had to get in his chest to say what he had to say. So this is a real concern, ladies and gentlemen.
Bro, y'all thought I was playing. When I got on here and I told you I was in my feelings, y'all thought I was playing. Y'all thought I was playing. Y'all thought I was. That's what I realized.
Hey, Kenny G, have you gotten to that album yet, bro?
I did. I played it one time all the way through. Second time, I've listened to a few of the songs that I thought had potential. First time I heard it, I felt just like Kyle. I thought that mug was trash. I said, "Oh no, this ain't it." I said, "JB, I'm a fan. I support you, but whatever you got going on, like." I don't know if it's the drugs or life has gotten hard, but get back.
It sounded like it just felt like he was high.
Now I will say though, UConn gave me some life, and there's a few other records on there that are like hidden little sprinkles. I think that could really.
They solid songs. But bro, can you just feel me? What do you go to JB for? What do you expect from JB, dog? It don't even have to be an up-tempo song, bro. But you get hits, bro. Yeah. Go call Sheeran. What's the dude name? Ed
Sheeran.
Sheeran, and get you a hit, bro. Go call Bruno Mars and get you a hit, bro. What are we doing?
I ain't gonna lie.
If I had to peel back JB's catalog, let me pull it up right quick. Honestly, when it comes to the last album, I was pretty much praising. I feel like it was Changes, and that's 3 albums ago. We got Swag. I didn't care for Justice that much, but the run between Changes and Purpose, he was out of here.
Yeah, he was going crazy. He was going crazy on
That's
that
the
project.
Justin Bieber that turned me into a fan.
Yeah.
But it's been a while since he's been on. Yeah, I mean, because if I put
But you know what? Wait. With Peaches was on which project?
Peaches was on the last album. That's the only record I can even recognize.
That's the only record on that album, because that album I felt like he sounded sick on the last album. I was like, oh, he got Lyme disease.
Few couldn't wait to get
well. I was like, no. I said the whole album sounded like he did it sitting in a chair. And I'm just being honest. It wasn't his normal, like, Justin from his belly, like from his diaphragm singing. It was like he was sitting down. He sounded tired. This album, he just sounded hot.
Yeah, I mean, it's possibly he's been. I do believe something's happened after he got diagnosed with whatever he's been going through. I don't even know the timeline, but it feel like once it became the public was made aware, it reflected in the music as well. Something happened around.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, you know what? In light of what Kyle said, I ain't even got much to add. Prayers up for Justin. Something ain't 100% right.
Yeah, something.
Prayers up.
All right.
I agree, bro. But you could pay somebody for a hit, bro. Yeah, like I'm
he
sorry.
Still sounds good. He still sounds good.
He still sounds good, but he don't sound right.
Yeah,
he don't sound right.
The few snippets and things I heard, it was giving some Michael Jackson vibes vocally to me.
It definitely got some Michael.
Even production wise, like Michael got that. His music feel like super light, and I don't even know how to describe that nigga production, but it felt MJ like for sure.
Yeah, it just need an injection of something. I can't tell you exactly what.
Right.
Yeah, and you can't call an album. You can't call an album like that swag, bro. It just wasn't swag.
Yeah,
I
don't know.
You know what the song? You know what the album reminded me of? It was like a nod to like 80s, 90s R&B. Like that's what it sounded like. It sounded like very.
Well, he ain't deliver.
Yeah, it just sounded like a nod to 80s, 90s R&B. Like I just.
Wow. All right, man. And on the R&B side, man, it all depends. Chris Brown, we got Holy Blindfold. He's been dropping. I believe he's going into his 11th or 12th album. It feels like coming off that international tour, Breezy Bowl. It's been looking like a Super Bowl in every arena every night. It looked like the greatest show on turf. Honestly, I can confirm that very much what it is. I've seen the guy CB 3 to 4 times inside, outside, arena, stadium, outdoors in a festival like type of environment. And there's no droppage from show to show. So this it all depends. With Bryson Tiller definitely got me anticipating his next album. Yeah, man, he's coming to St. Louis probably in about 2-3 weeks. I'll definitely be down there. How we feeling about this breezy momentum going into the next album, man? Y'all rocking with this? It all depends with Bryson.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. this the Bryson you wanted, Tory?
Huh?
I
said, is this the Bryson Kyle wanted from on this album, this record with?
Oh, that song crazy, bro. Oh, absolutely, it's a hit, bro. That's what I'm saying. That's a hit. Like That's a hit.
Yeah.
Like, I don't, for me, content sometimes what you talking about, I don't want to hear about, I just get sick of hearing you talking about sex. Like, I could care less about you having sex. But the song is a hit. And then what to me made it even better, what actually took the song to another level was the dance joint. Like, Chris and his folks doing the dance, and then everybody picking that mug up. I don't know if you just saw B2K. They came together and redid the dance, like the crew. I think I sent it in our group chat. Yeah, that mug crazy.
No way.
So that to me is what I appreciate from Chris, bro, is Chris will give you like what you were talking about. He'll give you the song that's not really in his lane. He's like, but he gets right back to giving you what you want. And here's the other thing. He doesn't take breaks like a Bryson, bro. He's giving them mugs constant. You can give me a album that I don't have no liking, like Drake do that. Give you just a album of something that you don't nothing relate to. But then he's coming right back with more music. You get what I'm saying? And so I feel like Chris is just on a constant incline. And I'm just being honest, bro.
Here we go. Watch this.
I don't know, bro. I said that Chris, because of the Rihanna, will never go to that next level.
He may change the narrative for that, huh?
I don't. Hey,
it's
bro.
Looking like
when
something
I'm
can happen.
What's happening? What I think is happening. What's happening overseas? I think it's bleeding over into America, making people say, "Hold on, are we tripping?" Because overseas ain't tripping.
Overseas don't care.
Don't care. So here, I think it's starting to bleed over back as he comes to America, where it's like, hey, y'all, like Chris Brown 4 years ago was at Dreas.
He may still go to Dreas. That's just like a little. That wasn't no tour.
No, bro. He did a residency at Dreas. It wasn't a one night. He did a residency at Dreas.
In Vegas, yeah.
Yeah, in Vegas at Dreas, bro. So what I'm saying is, bro, Beyonce can't come into Dreas. You know what I'm saying? Like Jay-Z can't come into Dreas. You know what I'm saying? Like Bruno Mars can't come into Dreas. Like there's just certain artists that can't do nothing like that. They will break down the walls trying to get in. And Chris, I feel like now is demanding that. Like you can't just put Chris anywhere no more. Like you can't, bro. You can't.
Oh yeah. What you got? It sounds like he's finna get. Come on, what you got? Here we go. Watch this.
Of course, no Chris Brown slander will be tolerated on the podcast. So it's not
Right.
Absolutely.
We understand who Chris is, the greatest entertainer of this generation, hands down, and potentially of all time. So we have to say that. We have to say that too. I'll say this though.
Let's be careful though.
We got to be careful about putting him where we want him versus where the public has accepted him yet. I think it's coming. I don't think he's quite there though yet. I would love to
I agree.
Listen,
I agree.
I would love to see Chris Brown in the Super Bowl, personally. I think we'll get the best performance we've gotten in the last 10 years. I'm waiting for people to get past the foolishness to get him where he needs to be. I just don't know if we're there yet. That's number one. That's the first thing I'll say. Second thing I'll say is this record is a bona fide hit. Sounds incredible. Hook and bridge, harmonies, everything. Bryson added what he added. Chris was on point. Everything was crisp. But I must say, because Chris has an incredible catalog and we're waiting for Chris to do what he always does.
Yeah.
In some ways, I don't want him to do what he always does sonically. And here's what I mean by that. Chris is a dude who I have no question can do what Bryson is trying to do. Unfortunately, it's just two different ceilings, two different talent levels, two different capabilities. I don't want Chris to do a rap album. I'm not saying that. But I also don't want Chris to give me, I just want to see you strip, party, go crazy. Those are the same style type records we've gotten from Chris for the last 10 years. And what I'm saying is, it's not that the formula isn't incredible. Would never disrespect Chris to say that it's not. But on this next album, I do want to hear some diversity. I was listening to Fine China. I was listening to some other joints. I was like, yo, Chris, can we get some of this deviation that you gave us when you were younger, when you were trying to find the best? Can we get some of that? Can you mix up the plate a little bit? So I want to hear Chris mix up the plate a little bit.
But if you really, but hold on, bro. I hear everything you're saying, right? Chris, you musically, I pretty much don't have any criticism for Chris Brown when it comes to musically. If you really know his music,
I need a little
Holy Blindfold is totally on the opposite end of the spectrum.
No, facts.
Right?
Facts, I agree.
If you go back, if you go to 11:11, if you go to Heartbreak on the Full Moon, Indigo, all these albums got so much music, right? And I mean, it's on every end of the spectrum you could think of. I'm not just talking about content, production. Everything is all over the place when it comes to Chris. But what he's probably learned in it from observation from what I see, bro, we love Chris to be the R&B Chris more than any other Chris. If you go back to, because right now it sounds like you probably want an album like Fortune, right? Fortune had a weed of R&B, but it's predominantly pop, but still with a urban gloss on the top of it. But
yeah, see, I didn't like Fortune.
I
It
love
was
Fortune. Don't judge me, Zona. I mean, Fortunes is amazing. But if you
Fortune got a lot of hits.
but if you talk to see what I'm saying, you said you don't love Fortune, but that's a whole other end of the spectrum. That's like when he was on that album stuff he was making after Rihanna, feeling super just remorseful and convicted of this, and he was on some other stuff outside of sexual content. It was on some like Don't Judge Me was really like a heartbreak. I feel terrible. Like if you go back to that music, he got plenty of that. And like I just said, Holy Blindfold in 2025, it was a very different record that wasn't talking about smashing chicks and blowing chicks out. You know what I'm saying? Like he gives you that, but we don't. If you want to be honest, bro, we not championing those records as a community and his fans. Like ain't nobody talking about that.
I agree with that. I agree with that. Let me say this. Holy Blindfold was different.
It was.
I think I will say this. I do, and maybe I'm asking for too much.
Go back to Play Back to Love. I mean, that mug is I feel like I'm the only person in my room celebrate that record's amazing. And I mean,
let me say this.
Big Boy, I mean, video, everything was crazy on that mug. But
let me say this.
Went crazy over it.
Chris's discography. I agree. I'll say it this way. To me, there's got to be a happy medium because I don't necessarily want. When I say different, I'm not, and I think we can only ask this of the elite artists. Like you said, dudes with bags that we've been able to experience throughout the years, so we know all the ways in which they can give us variation. Tory Lanez has done that. Drake has done that. So we get extra consumery with them because we're like, look, you've given us so much, and now we have our favorites and our sounds that we really like from you. Can we get that again? Can we get that again? So I'm only doing that with an artist on this level because he's Chris. I don't necessarily want Holy Blindfold. I'm not gonna lie to you. However, I do think there's a medium between the formula he's developed, which is a guaranteed hit, and Holy Blindfold. I think there's something in the middle I want between those spectrums.
Man, let me play this Back to Love right quick, bro.
Play Back to Love, dog.
I don't know if you cats really know this record, but this mug right here, this is the perfect blend of what y'all talking about.
I know I might let you down. Maybe twice in a while, you know sometimes.
Woo! Come on, man, this nigga, dog. Look at the job.
My best foot forward. You open my heart up. You got me back
this nigga,
to
dog. Woo!
Let's get back to love.
This mug right here.
Now I'm gonna get it back. You know I'm gonna get it back. There's a light on the back. Might get lost in a crowd. Everyone's
man, dog. That's bro. When you talking about bro, when I pour that record out, niggas they don't even have commentary for it like it never came out. But that Chris it's been out, bro. But that mug is amazing, bro. But cats ain't championing it. Like, I'm championing about that record, bro.
I'm championing him going back. Yeah, go back to that. I need more, and I hate to say this, dog, because I'm not worried about the other piece. No, I'm serious. I need him to give me more commercial records. Like records that appeal to a wider audience. Like I need him to I need him to sing some other records that he hasn't written. You know what I'm saying? Like pay for some tracks. Like I think he should,
Chris
bro.
got mad writers.
Yeah. I'm talking about commercial writers. I ain't talking about his writing team.
All right, so where do you put a record like Back to Love? You saying that's not commercial enough, right? Is that what you're saying?
No. I'm saying more stuff.
Okay.
That's commercial.
So like in 20, let's take a record. I know it's been a lot. What's a record that you can give an example of that you would be like, oh, Chris can be in this lane, and you think it'll be received on that level commercially if he was to have it.
I'm not gonna lie. If Chris Brown did a male version of Folded Clothes, his way, because here's the thing.
I'm trying to think about
Let me
this.
say
Is
this.
that
Folded
I feel like
Clothes.
Folded
Let me
by
say this.
Klarity.
No, it's a Klarity record.
Yeah.
Let me say this.
Okay.
See, Phil don't even.
But I'm saying his way, but without his formula.
You know what?
So
I got
Chris
you.
Brown.
Hold on. No. Hold on.
Chris Brown's. Okay.
Actually, I got
All
you right quick. He gets received those records sometimes. Residuals was that. Residuals.
Yes.
Residuals.
But you see what
But he
residuals
just
did.
gave us that, y'all.
But you see what I'm saying though?
I do.
Residuals. But that's what I'm saying. Residuals was so in that pocket.
Oh yeah.
It's out of there.
Oh, it's out of there. Residuals was
So what I'm
exactly
that's
what
what
I'm
I
saying
mean.
is, imagine an album with residuals level like that.
So you
That
want an
wasn't Chris
album
Brown
full of
formula.
that is what you're saying. Because he has those,
Yes.
but an album, I don't
He
know.
has those
I'm personally
records.
not going.
He has those records. He doesn't have those albums. So what I'm saying to you
Yeah.
is Residuals was one of those songs for me that I'm gonna be honest, I was a little mad that the follow-up to because Residuals actually came out like 2 years ago, which is crazy.
Yeah, it caught
just
me. That happened with
was
another
on that.
song off
It was
another
on that
album.
1111 Deluxe joint, right? So
Under the
so like, it
Influence
was
did the
an
same. Under the Influence did the same thing.
Yeah,
Literally.
but you know, it kind of is what it is. But I was a little frustrated that it got followed up with the Tiller album, with the Tiller record, because I'm like, man, like I want. Don't get me wrong, the Tiller record is just classic Chris dope album, but that Residuals was appealing to a different type of like audience that
But-
it made me say. Coming off of his
But he tried that. That's
international tour.
The timeline wasn't residuals to this. It all depends. It all depends. It was residuals, Holy Blindfold, then this Bryson record. That Holy Blindfold just, and it was on that. I'm more positive, commercial, clean.
Yeah.
Holy Blindfold.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, I just don't like to. It's like, man, bro. Like, coming. I just feel like, hey, Chris. Somebody needs to sit down with Chris. Say, hey, bro, listen.
This dude, here we go. Sit down with Chris.
Hey, holla at your boy. Like, listen. You know how you felt after the Rihanna joint, and you felt like nobody. No, straight up. And you felt like nobody will ever accept you again. And you've had moments throughout your career where you were like, I think they might again. I think they might. Like when they was finna let them on the award show to do the deal and then they cancel it. Like it was just a reminder of, we don't accept you, right?
Yeah.
Hey, Chris, this international tour might have changed things, bro. This Residuals, all them other songs dope. This Residual song, the way it's being received, there might be something going on in the air. And so we need to test this. We need to see, right now is not time to just put out your normal hits. Right now is like, hold on, there might be a shift in the air. We need to put this to the test and see. And that's what I would want to say to him. Like, let's focus in on seeing, is this the moment?
Yeah,
I heard you.
I'll say this real quick to follow up. Residuals, to me, dog, is the difference between Chris Brown utilizing his magic to get somewhere in the top 40, which he can do at the snap of a finger. It's the difference between that and then thinking about a song from his catalog that will be played when all of us have gray hair and are watching our grandkids and grandkids run around the playground.
Yep.
That's the difference. And what I'm saying is, Chris Brown is going to always give us a plethora of amazing, innovative music. But there's a bag that he has in certain pockets that goes from top 40 to timeless.
The timeless.
And
but let me speak to that. I think we go, because I think what's the difference with Chris essentially is essentially that Rihanna situation. I don't think none of that matters, honestly, bro. Because when I look at other artists, if I'm looking at stuff from Beyonce, I'm taking like the wigs of the biggest genres. to me, they're not like. And look, bro, I know that the Hive and people that feel about the Swifties probably gonna feel however, but
Hey,
this is a hip hop
bro.
podcast. This is a hip hop podcast. Oh yeah, I'm gonna say this, nigga. Hold on. When you look at artists for what they're dropping, bro, away from their reputation, the music don't be just plaster and timeless to me, bro. Like if you was to ask me, Taylor Swift is dropping timeless music today and it's reflective in the numbers, I would highly disagree from a musical ear. I would even go as far as to saying that with some of the stuff as of recent from Beyonce. I think Beyonce as an individual, and she don't have nothing that's ever tried to blackball her and sealing her off. Whatever, Drake drops anything and it's going to be always bigger than the other normal artist that drops because he's already at a level to where the music drops at a high magnitude. Now, the Kendrick stuff stunted it a little bit, but we still see his magnitude of who he is can overcome that. Somebody like Chris, bro, being that he always has that ceiling for a reason that is pierced in cats' minds, essentially, it ain't gonna never be any certain records that he's gonna get over the top. I hate to say that because as much as you're saying this may be the moment, I don't think the music really is. I don't think the music necessarily can bend that narrative as much as I wanted to. Because, bro,
but I think he got to try though. He's got to try to create. He's got to. This is time for him to create his Thriller. That's just how I feel, bro. But Mike gave you timeless records, bro. Like they're just timeless, bro. We're just gonna play them for the rest of our lives. And I say that Chris.
Let me ask you this right quick, right?
Chris has been writing hits. He's not been writing timeless records. What I felt like he has the opportunity to do right now is to tap into some of the heavyweights to be able to say, hey, bro, I need you to write me.
But look at what happens when he's trying to. Look at what happens when Chris tries to embrace and be complicit with the industry, right? You get because what you just said. That beat, whatever, I think it was the AMAs or the VH1 Awards. That was just only a couple years ago, bro. And being set back after saying I'm about to doing a whole special that nobody else is suited to do that than Chris, right? And then, boom, the rehearsal gets shut down and you don't get the opportunity like the day before. That's crazy. And if you look at his stories, bro, he's narrating this a lot of time. He's not really trying to be with none of them niggas. None of the niggas that's reminiscent of what they can do to his career or sealing him off. Reason being, he probably only messed with a handful of writers. You look at his album credits, it's the same names predominantly on the records, bro. And I get it from a standpoint of a relationship and being real with cats. I'm not finna work with niggas where I feel like that can happen at a snap of a finger and they holding this over your head like, bro, dance around and do all this stuff to get this opportunity. That's crazy. And honestly, I feel like that's where he is, bro. I don't feel like the music can actually alter what we're saying his reality is. It's a matter of where they see him and the opportunities they withholding from this dude, bro. He's automatically definitely deserve any opportunity you could think the biggest of artists are getting right now. You know what I'm saying?
I first of all, you ain't tell no lies. You ain't tell no lies. I'm just offering my small piece. I agree with what you're saying. And if there were any time, like Kyle is saying, I agree. If there were any time, though, to try to push the button, cats like him got multiple buttons. If there were any time to push the button, this would be the time to push the red button.
And he can always come back.
I can hear you, dog. I feel like he's tried to do that, man. Because, I mean, when you brought up the Thriller, I think asking of him to try to make an album fully down that lane, because from my conversations and even me lending my ear to that album of Thriller and the likes of MJ Classics, what I pulled away was, back in them times, they had about 3 to 4 major earth-shattering records. And when you went to the album, there was a huge drop-off between what was being pushed and the side Bs. Like, I mean, I just think it's a different world we in, though, because you got streaming. You got niggas that only want to listen to 1 or 2 records. and that's it. So for him
Let
to
me say
commit
this.
to it, for him to commit to an entire album like that, I think it's probably asking of the world and somebody with all them buddies.
Let me
bro.
say this. Let me say this. Let me say this. If
That's
Chris
just
Brown
from
gets in
my
the studio,
observation, bro.
if Chris Brown gets in the studio for the next 6 months and invites the heavyweights in the
Bro,
genre,
who do y'all want him to invite, bro? The
I'm
Ed
gonna say
Sheerans of the
this.
world?
Ed Sheeran's got to
Listen,
be there
listen.
for sure.
Ed Sheeran, Bruno Mars,
Bruno Mars,
Anderson
yep,
.Paak. I want you to get the top level musicians, the top
yep,
level writers, the top
yep.
level R&B. I want you to get what's the two girls from Atlanta who are writing everything. The Nova girls, what's the
I
two
don't know
black
them
chicks.
names.
The two black chicks that just recently wrote Beyonce's hit, but they are literally two black chicks from Atlanta, and
Hey,
they're recently on the.
I love Nice.
There's a
I love
show.
Nice,
There's a
bro.
show. Wait, hold on. It's a show.
Yeah,
It's a
she
show
nice.
on Netflix called. It's a show on Netflix called Hitmakers.
Yeah.
There's two girls
Yeah, I heard
called
about
Nova
that.
Wave. There's two girls called Nova Wave. Those girls are so creative, and they smoke creativity in R&B. They're writing some of the most creative stuff. Get Chris Brown everything he needs and lock him in the studio for 6 months.
I
Whatever
think
comes
that's
out of that,
yeah.
whatever comes out of that, I'm telling you, it's gonna erase everything
He's nuts.
when he does that. I'm telling
But
you.
I'm telling you though, we gotta look at the underlying stuff that comes with stuff like that. It sounds good on paper, bro. Get in the room with the biggest writers, and I'm telling you, bro, when it comes to that type of stuff, that's pretty much essentially to me, the steps of niggas selling souls, bro. I'm telling you, bro. I'm just talking about from what comes with that stuff, bro. And when you got a path in the past of Chris Brown, bro, I'm telling you, bro, they ain't just
Yeah,
finna be
I feel like the selling
they
souls
not
though.
finna just be
I feel like
amused with you being
if he
Chris
was a
Brown, bro.
younger artist, I feel like if he was a younger artist trying to come up, I agree. What I'm
Telling you,
saying
bro.
is, I
I
think he's
agree,
at
but
a level.
he has this thing they can always hold over his head, bro. That's what I'm saying,
It
and
can. And
it's
here's
the
my
thing.
issue. But this is my issue, bro. If they beat him down and knock him and it don't work, he can always go back and give us another
I don't know
regular
about
Chris
that.
album, bro. That's my
Listen,
issue. It's like he loses
all I'm saying
nothing.
is
He
the
loses
tide,
nothing.
He
the
loses him.
tide,
Hey, Phil. He loses himself.
No, because he did it before. This ain't not Chris. It's just he had to go a certain lane. Let's be honest, bro. What Chris did, the only reason why Chris Brown is who Chris Brown is because the Rihanna stuff happened, and he had to go to the hood and focus on the most gutter parts of his personality and really embody that thing because that's the only people that was willing to support him. That was the
yeah,
reality, bro.
he did have to change. He had to change a lot.
But as
He had
much
to
as
change
you
a lot.
say that, bro, I'ma keep it a beam with you, bro. I mean, I love the bad boy Chris more than I ever loved the polished, clean. I'm being 100. If you talking about what Chris Brown exclusive, the younger Chris, if you want to look at his catalog, I'm not putting that over albums like Fame. I'm not
No,
putting that over
because of his
albums.
shit. Well,
I'm just saying. So I'm just
fame was still before, but the writing on Fame was before it happened, so he was still old
the
Chris. But I would
Indigo, the
agree.
Heartbreak on the foot.
Yeah,
These are the
I agree. But that's what I'm
X.
saying. Now he
X is
can
after
marry
that.
the. I feel you, but what I'm saying is that was when he was a kid. He was a new artist, up and coming. He knows who he is now, bro. So what I'm saying is he can
You wanted
marry.
him to. I'm just trying to play a little game here because
Yeah, it's like Michael Jackson. When Michael Jackson was come up, yeah, ABC 1, 2, 3.
Yeah,
Look
see,
over your shoulders, honey. Like
but
those
even
were.
past that though,
Yeah, I'm not gonna compare those records to when Mike was an actual became himself, understood who he was, all those things, and he started making these bigger records. So what I'm saying is, yes, when he was younger and he was more commercial, I get it. But Chris Brown is who he is today, and that is packing out stadiums overseas. So with him coming back to the States, if he can marry who he is with some of that new stuff, I'm not saying a whole album necessarily full of residuals. What I'm saying is give me 8 of those and give me 8 of the old Chris Brown. I'll take that.
I'm gonna say this, bro. If you want to put up, I'm gonna say this. I'm personally taking Loyal, No Guidance, Go Crazy.
No Guidance was the greatest.
I'm personally taking
rap R&B song in all
Heartbreak
2000.
on the Full Moon, Indigo over Yeah ×3 Forever Chris any day of the week. That's me personally, bro. And I'm thinking,
y'all boys just talking about.
Yeah.
Y'all boys just talking about personal preference, and I respect that
but
and agree. If I'm talking about my
you
own,
let me finish
if
though.
I'm talking about my own palette, I agree with that. But what I'm saying to y'all fellas is, I think that's not what he needs. That's not what he needs right now.
I get it.
He don't need that. He don't need that bag right now.
He don't.
Not right now.
I believe but I laid out the attempts of him trying that, and it's not. They're not.
I know it hasn't, but that's what I'm saying.
They're not biting on that.
I agree that it hasn't happened. What I'm saying is because of this international tour, I think it's making people in America say, "Hold up, are we tripping?"
I think we are tripping, but Holy Blindfold came out in the middle of that.
But Holy Blindfold. No disrespect.
You don't want that, bro. That's
no disrespect. No disrespect. Holy Blindfold wasn't it. What I'm saying to you is,
it's an attempt, though.
What I'm saying to you is, give him. Let me say this.
Let me say right quick. Let me show you how fickle fans are.
We both know music. Real quick, we both know music. I'm gonna give you a scenario of something left field. You really want Chris Brown to be out of there, but not be so far out of there that it don't give you a reminiscence of his greatness.
What we doing?
Tie Chris Brown, lock him in the studio with Maroon 5, and say, let's come up with a top 40 hit.
You getting a little crazy now. Hold on, man.
The reason why I'm saying that is because Adam Levine is a genius, bro.
Yeah.
Cats can say what they want.
I love Maroon 5. Don't get it twisted.
Adam Levine could write Chris Brown something right now in this pocket that got enough urban swag to it, but still is that commercial stuff that everybody loves. Give him a shot, and let's see what happens if something like that were to occur. I think it would take Chris Brown out of there.
You need to snippet this and DM him.
He's nuts. I personally don't want a full album of Adam Levine writing for Chris Brown.
No, not a full album. Not a full album.
But
I need an Adam Levine.
Let me say this right quick.
I need a Bruno feature with a written song. I need an Ed Sheeran written song. I'm just being honest,
bro. We naming all these white niggas. Hey, look, this is how fickle fans are, though. Yeah, I'm keeping it a bean. This is how fickle fans are.
Bruno not white.
I mean, he ain't the closest to Urban either. But anyways, he'd go to bat for Bruno. Don't get him started. He may drop his drawers.
Yeah, we not finna play with Bruno like that.
Anyways, this is how fickle fans, like we saying residuals, and that's the record we're using for example where he should go. But bro, that record didn't get recognized until like a year after it even had been out. Same thing with Under the Influence. It's so fickle by fans and what they appreciate. It's a matter of the right dance or the right season.
But I don't think. But
you trying to have a calculated album of him doing this? I don't know about that.
What you are not hearing for whatever reason, bro. And I feel you. If Chris Brown would have never went on this international tour, I would 100% agree with you. This wouldn't even be no conversation. All I'm saying is what I'm seeing going on with this international tour, I think is having an effect on what's going on in America. Like I said, 4 years ago, he was at Dreas, bro. He can't, right now, Dreas can't do nothing with Chris.
I ain't gonna hold you,
bro. You gotta stop saying
internationally, though, bro. If you really keep up with C Breezy, internationally, he's always been. It's historical that most American acts internationally or receive on a way deeper.
Yeah, but what we're seeing right now is it's unheard
I'm just trying to keep it a beat.
But also, I think the
this
point
looking
that's
like
mentioned,
Michael Jackson out.
It is Michael Jackson.
The point that's being mentioned by Kyle that I agree with is it's not so much that Chris Brown hasn't always had the juice overseas. It's the fact that America's perception of Chris Brown is beginning to change based upon what they're seeing.
Based on what they're seeing.
Let me ask y'all that one question.
That's what I'm saying.
Let me ask the question on that note. Where are we looking to say America's reception or perception of Chris is looking different? What are we looking at? He's already had the impression of having a major hit via a TikTok dance, right? He's had success on the charts. No Goddess with Drake in America was crazy, right? So where are we looking at that makes it look
I'm gonna
any
tell you.
different?
I'm gonna tell you. What I'm looking at is seeing who and what is willing to promote him now versus then.
And what is
See,
that?
it's one. See, wait, hold on. It's one thing to have domestic success despite the powers that be, which is what we've been seeing for the last few years. It's another thing for the people who would not have endorsed you at one point in time because you weren't good for the brand or you had skeletons in your closet, and those same people now be the people who are willing to publicly say something about your music, publicly endorse you, publicly accept the
So
dance moves,
who are you
publicly
specifically
go
talking
behind
about when you say
TikTok and
that?
this, that, and the third. So,
I'm just
for instance,
Right. Who are you specifically talking about?
with the whole dance situation that's going on right now, the viral dance situation, him and Bryson Tiller record, there are white folks who would have never, ever in their lives
See,
supported. And
I need you to, but hold on. I need
people.
you to, we can't look at, I need you to talk about like certain publications, right?
I think so.
Platforms or
Residuals. Hold on, bro. What I would say with
who's putting their name on Chris Brown differently this time than that wasn't whenever I was talking about? Who
I
are
give
you
you
talking?
two examples.
Can't look at famous.
One, I will say residuals. You had everybody doing it. That was crossing all genres. You had country people doing it. You had pop people doing it. You had singers singing residuals, which was number one on their platforms, the whole deal. That mug took fire. Number two, what I'm also looking at is where the places in the cities that they're booking Chris. What kind of venues are now Chris going into where these people are promoting? Because here's the reality, bro. Not the problem with Chris was having was not necessarily that he didn't have people who wanted to come to his show. The issue was what cities are going to back him and allow him to be promoted in their city at that level. And what we're seeing is all the doors are off. All the restrictions are off. Chris is playing at the biggest venues in every city that he goes to, bro. He's not at the what's the name theater. No, he's at the Dome. He's no longer at the so and so like small deal where the college players play. He's at the stadium. You get what I'm saying? And so what I'm saying is like what we're seeing is that the cities that when you have stuff like that, you can't just throw things in cities, bro. That's got to go through politicians. That's got to go through the mayor. That's got to go through a whole lot of different avenues.
You using, but you haven't spoken to the stuff that I was bringing up as to what publications, right? Stuff that matters.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Ceremonies.
But that's what I'm saying.
I'm
like those.
I'm talking about like ceremonies, right? Certain like. Yeah, like award shows, ceremonies. Those are ceremonies.
Bro, I'm not talking about ceremonies.
But
that's what I'm saying.
Stuff
like,
that
bro, hear what I'm saying. That's the
stuff that matters, bro.
What I'm not saying that he's accepted by all the people yet. What I said is because of what's happening over there, I'm starting to see things change here. Not everything has changed yet. What I'm saying is it's got to start somewhere. When change happens, you got to look around and see where's the change happening. What I'm saying is the two places that had me like, hold up, there's a shift was the folks that were singing residuals on their platforms, like on their deal. I'm like, hold up, these people normally they ain't aligning themselves with Chris Brown. They stay as far away from that dude as possible. They're not promoting nothing on their deal. Chris Brown been having songs you can sing along to, been having songs you can re-sing and do all those things. But now you having certain stars and different ones are doing. And then the second piece, I'm saying, so these are only two pieces. I'm not saying that there's 100. There's two places for me that was like, hold on, there's a shift. That one and these city venues, because what I'm saying is most of the backlash that these award shows and that like these stars don't want to align themselves with Chris Brown is because the powers that be acquiesce to those folks who are like, you know, the beaten women, like, you know, organizations and all that stuff.
Those are the particular spaces.
These cities, when you got mayors and politicians and all them people allowing Chris Brown to be at the stadium. What they have to take into account is who's going to be picketing out front and what kind of police deal I got to have out front. Hey, I don't think this is a good deal, so we're not going to do this because it's not good for the city. You get what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is they're not having those kind of things keep them from putting it, because the reality is I'm sure there's people picketing out front at the Chris Brown's concerts, but what you're not seeing it is on the social media. What you're not seeing it is on the news headlines. What you're not seeing it is it stopping anybody from having Chris perform in a particular city. So that's what I'm saying. Those are the two areas.
I would say to respond to both of those in rebuttal, I would say typically, he's had the domestic violence situation. Typically, what you're talking about when artists or entertainer acts run into problems with being in certain venues and can't come to a city and that stuff gets shut down, I've seen it being closer to criminal activity. Somebody having felonies, and I've seen it only with rappers of that ilk. I haven't ever seen it with like an R&B singer really.
Think about it for athletes, bro. Like certain folks don't even let the athlete play or even bring an athlete to their organization. Like Deshaun
But I'm
Watson,
just saying, I'm talking about in mute. I've never seen it occur for that. The other thing I would say is, as much as we think Residuals was what it was, it only went up to number 40 on the Billboard 100, bro. No Goddess was number 5, and Under the Influence was top 10. So I'm just bringing like the perception of something back to reality.
I wasn't talking about the success of the song. What I was speaking to was who was. No, I know, but what I'm talking about is who's aligning themselves on their public platform where they will get scrutiny with Chris Brown. I'm not talking about success. I'm not talking about the song doing well. I'm not talking about none of that. All I'm saying is these
records like Under the Influence had a certain campaign for social media as well.
I feel you, but what I'm talking about is people who do not align themselves with anything Chris Brown because they're scared that they are going to get media backlash and fan backlash for now doing it.
I got you, Dad. Oh man, so what we got, man? Giannis is still look at Kenny G. Hey, Giannis is still in Milwaukee lane. Is he staying and leaving, man? What we doing? Hot takes on the way out. How we feel about him?
Giannis is staying, bro. He's a dude that I think loves torture, and so you got to let him get beat up out there, bro, before he decides to get up and go. He's staying for a while. I think Giannis probably retires a damn buck. To be honest with you,
greatest buck of all time.
For sure. Well. Wait a minute.
Well, you got Kareem now. Be careful, though.
Kareem.
How many chips Kareem get them?
One.
All right, so we even
same as Giannis.
Right there.
Wait.
After that,
but also
we start looking at the Kareem
not get, I think 2 MVPs. Did he get 2 MVPs in Milwaukee?
Giannis did.
He got 2 MVPs in Milwaukee.
Giannis did too.
Yeah. No, Giannis didn't get no 2 MVPs in Milwaukee. He got 1.
No, Giannis is a two-time MVP. He a two-time MVP.
No, Giannis ain't no 2-time MVP.
Bro, he might be
1 time.
Hey Siri. Hey Siri. How many MVPs does Giannis have? I'm telling you, bro. Hey, they ain't gonna talk. But anyways, look. 2 times, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. Hold on. Nigga, you finna get plastered by the NBA fans. You can't be on here making that hit.
He got 2. Wait, if Giannis got 2 MVPs, what were the years? I
believe they were back to back. Giannis MVP years.
He won 2 straight MVPs. Where was I?
Bro, I'm telling you, bro.
Joker is a multiple time MVP. I don't believe Giannis is a multiple time MVP. They finna get him.
Look, you need to come up off this, Kenny. Look.
Let me see. I could be tripping.
2019. That was COVID years. Okay.
Kobe, what did you saying?
That was coming off COVID. That's coming off COVID.
Oh, I thought you said Kobe years. My bad. Hey, do you see it, Kenny?
You might have missed it, Kenny, because of the Kobe years. You know that Kobe year was a half season. So the 2019, I think, is coming off. That might even been a half. That might have been a half season.
Hey, you gotta let Kenny G wear it on his head. Yeah, he trying to save Kenny G now, man. Hey, Kenny G.
No, but seriously though. Seriously. As somebody who pays attention to this,
yeah,
I truly forgot about that. I ain't gonna lie to you. Okay, cool. Best book
Hey.
of all time. I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it. That's fine. That's fine.
Anyways, he's staying and leaving.
Next.
I don't necessarily know what he's doing. I believe if he want to be considered as one of them top 10 guys, him making a run in the East right now, as wide open it is, could be a pretty crazy setup for him for sure. What they do, get Miles Turner. They still got baggage Kyle Kuzma. That nigga's so garbage. He need to get out the league.
Tragic.
Yeah, that's about it. Brooke Lopez got out. Dame going back to Portland, man. Is he just in the league for money, or did he never want to get a ring? What's up with him?
He want to go back. He want to go back to his family, bro. That's all that.
Yeah.
This ain't
We talking about basketball.
That
I don't know. Yeah, let me hold off on that. I don't know what's going on outside of basketball. I like Dame a lot. I wouldn't want to say anything. I wouldn't want to come out, you know. But yeah, I didn't like that as a basketball player from Dame making that decision. I must say that for sure.
but unfortunately, I know you might not like it, bro. But your personal life affects your basketball, bro.
It does.
It does.
It's just the way that Dame carry himself and portrays himself on the court. I believe has to be a little bleed over from who he is as an individual.
Hey, can we be real though? Can we be real?
You think about that, Few?
As a
You like I said that, Few?
Hey, as a Damian Lillard fan though, Damian Lillard ain't been right since he left Portland because of the family situation. Because of what's going on outside, he ain't really been.
You might see
really
a different
right.
Dame. Yeah, you might see a different Dame.
What do you
So
look like?
I'd much rather see him back in Portland and at least if he feels like everything is straight, the type of player I'm gonna see on the court is gonna look more like Dame Lillard than the last couple of years. Because the last couple of years ain't look right to me. I ain't gonna
Portland got a decent coach. Portland got what, Chauncey? So Portland got a nice coach and they got decent players, bro. I think they'd be all right.
Him, Drew Holiday.
Drew Holiday on his way out of there.
Yeah, if they was in the East, if Portland was in the East,
he over there.
If the Portland was in the East, I would have them as a lock in the playoffs.
Matter of fact, as a sleeper, let me say this: there's an Asian kid over there, rookie, 7'1", 7'2". He's gonna be a player. Watch.
All right, I got it. Because when you start doing that, it gets very ill for me. All right, man.
Hey, and I've been right. When I called out SGA 4 years ago, y'all was all right. SGA, that brother's the champion of the NBA. Watch him out. I'm telling you, I get it right, homeboy.
I like that watch him out shit. All right, man. Hey, who y'all got coming out the East and the West, man? If you ask me, I got the Knicks or Cleveland coming out the East, and I got Denver coming out the West or the Lakers. Nope.
Oh, stop! You don't believe that! You don't believe that! I believe
30-pound loss. Luka coming
Hell
back.
no, you don't believe that. You do not believe the Lakers is coming out. You don't believe that.
Hey, if Luka coming back to look like an MVP this year, I got us sniffing chips.
You don't believe it. You don't believe it.
Know that.
You don't believe it. You don't believe it.
Hold on.
You don't believe it.
Hold on. Kenny. Right now, what do you have LeBron James at as far as ranking in the NBA? Is he top 10 or top 50 or he's top 15?
Top 50, yeah.
Top 15. Top 15 in the NBA.
Top 15. So you got him top 15. What's Luka, top 5 or top 10?
Ooh.
Top
5.
Luka top 3.
Top 5. So if you got top 5 and a top 15 player, name me what other team has a top 15 and top 5 player that we wouldn't say has a real good chance of sniffing the finals.
Well, I'm gonna answer your question directly. No other team, and it's gonna take more than that to get out the Western Conference, believe it or not. I agree with your sentiment.
First off, okay, I feel you, okay, but I'm just saying, just based off of that, we have to at least put them in the aspect of possibility. Let's be honest. Last year, Luka was horribly out of shape, coming off that knee injury, right?
I agree.
And they had the number 2 record in all of basketball after the trade. The number 2 record in basketball, right? So here's my issue. And let's also be honest. Well, actually, let me say this too. As we think about the playoffs. Matchups mattered in the West. Do you believe that had they played maybe OKC, that they would have had a better chance of winning versus their matchup with Minnesota? Because they don't play well versus Minnesota, but they had just blew OKC out with full strength a couple weeks before that.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you straight up. I'm gonna be real.
And their record versus them the entire season, even with AD and what's name, never changed.
Hey, listen, check this out. I'm with you. I get your logic, and I get the way you broke it down. I think it's a fair breakdown. Here's what I would say. I think the regular season and the playoffs are two different animals, and I'll tell you this much. This is no disrespect. LeBron is still great. Luke is great. I think those two brothers you can count on night in, night out. I trust both of them in the playoffs. I trust both of them to get it done. The rest, the way that Lakers roster is constructed, I do not trust the Lakers roster, not those two, the Lakers roster to have beaten OKC or put up a legitimate threat against them after 5 games. I don't. Now, I say all that to say this. If the Lakers, if DeAndre Ayton comes over there and does what he's supposed to do, as they
if he just let's just say he does what last year was just a general, even was probably, you could say, one of his worst years. He still averaged 16 and 10.
Sure.
If you give the Lakers 16 and 10, they can't depend on 16 and 10 from nobody.
I agree. If you give the Lakers 16 and 10, now we're talking. But here's the thing. That's it. I'm not gonna lie to you, Kyle. We got to be real as well, though. That's a risk. The last time that nigga DeAndre Ayton had an opportunity to just be decent with the team that was begging him to step up and live up to his draft stock, he folded. It was powerful.
But we don't need him to do that. But that's what I'm saying. In an environment where we know that LeBron is the best person with somebody with his personality. Hey, bro, man, we gonna have fun. You ain't gotta worry about nobody being mean to you, bro. We love you. Let's go hang out. Like, hey, come work out with me. Meet my kids. Like, hey, bro, nothing negative. Let me crack jokes. Let me poke you in your side. Let's come up with a handshake. Like, all the things that everybody else was about. Everything that DeAndre Ayton has been in an environment has been about expectations. With the Lakers, he don't have none of that. It's all about, boy, just enjoy playing basketball and give me 16 and 10 and you in LA, bro.
Now, hold on. Come on. That's actually all the reason why
you feel that he feels that way. I don't think Lakers fans feel that way.
No.
I don't think JJ Redick feels that way.
That nigga better show up every night.
I'm telling you,
16 and 10. But 16 and 10, we don't need him to give it. Hey, I don't want him to get no 25 and 30 points a game.
Hey,
like, I'm not expecting
he went from playing 4 games on national TV in Portland to 34 this year. It's going to be a huge difference, bro.
Yes, it is. Accountability.
Niggas come to LA and just lose all sense of logic of how to play ball. You know that we just seen every nigga come.
I feel you, bro. I think centers are different because most of their shots are within 3 feet of the deal, and rebounds have nothing to do with it.
Let me give you the harsh reality of the situation as to why I still think, despite those 2 great players y'all got in LA, why it's not even a conversation. Number one. When DeAndre Ayton is who you have to trust, but he's matched up against Nikola Jokic, giving him 40 and 20 a night. Get him out. When he's matched up against OKC and Hartenstein is moving him out the way, taking his heart out of his chest. Get him out of there. When he's matched up against Minnesota and Rudy Gobert looks like a damn all-star because Ayton wants to complain to the referee. Get him out of there. That's why DeAndre Ayton can't be trusted. That's the problem. So I don't want to hear nothing about the Lakers until we can find out whether that young man can gain a heart. If he can't do that, y'all ain't got no shot. Get him out the way.
All right, whatever, man. To answer the question, I got the Knicks and the Lakers, bro.
Knicks and the Lakers. Who you got, Kitty G?
I'm not willing to do it. I got the Knicks for sure. In the East, they have the best shot. My sleeper team, though,
the Sixers.
My sleeper team. if the Lord would have come down on earth and blessed their knees, ankles, and toes, then Philly could get it done because they have enough talent to get it done.
I was laughing.
They probably
he for
won't.
real gonna say the Sixers.
They probably won't because they'll probably be injured by January.
Yeah.
But if they're healthy, the Sixers actually should come out the East. They should. They have the talent. They have the team. They have the roster. They have the construction. They have everything they need. They just won't be healthy.
Who was that coach over there?
Huh?
Who was the
Nick
coach
Nurse,
for the Sixers?
NBA champion Nick Nurse, Toronto Raptors. NBA champion. He gets
In
it
the
done.
West, who you
He
got?
knows what it's like. In the West, I think your Denver pick is solid, but I'm not going to lie to you. I think OKC is in a very similar position as my Celtics. As long as they're healthy or were healthy, now the Celtics got a whole nother problem. But as long as OKC is healthy, they should be able to get over Denver. But it is between them, Denver, and you know what? I'm going to throw in another sleeper on this side, but it would have to work perfectly. It would have to work.
I know where you're finna go. What you got?
The Dallas Mavericks. It would have to work.
You know what? I
perfectly.
forgot about them. I was actually gonna think you was gonna say let me say who should be there. It could change the narrative for everything he ever had going on in his career. Houston and Kevin Durant.
Ooh.
He could just get there, and that probably would be enough for me. Look,
Let me say this. Let me say this. I am willing. Matter of fact, I'm gonna do it live on the podcast. I am willing to put them right behind OKC. The pressure is on Kevin Durant. The pressure's on Kevin Durant to get it done. This is going to be the biggest and most important year of Kevin Durant's career. You have Amin Thompson, who is going to be a top 10 to 15 player in the NBA guaranteed. He's that talented. All he needs is a jump shot. You have Shingun.
Go ahead.
No. But here's the thing: if you're not up on Amin Thompson, don't be late to the party. Go do your research.
Amin Thompson.
Exaggeration.
Top 10 guaranteed is a little, I don't know. Guaranteed. I got it, but go ahead.
Unless he gets injured, guaranteed. Go do the research. I'm not making nothing up. Go do your research, for real.
What KD got? What else he got?
Amin Thompson.
Yep.
He's got Şengün, who is Baby Joker. Somebody who can handle that conference. Şengün.
Did we just call Şengün Baby Joker? Hey, dog.
For sure.
Why, you don't have no mute on his button. You can't mute him when he's saying crazy stuff.
He been calling Şengün Baby Joker for
wrong.
Hey,
years
check this out.
now.
Check this out. And if you don't take it from me, Draymond Green said it himself on his podcast after playing him in the playoffs. Take it up with Draymond Green.
He's an entertainer.
Take it up with Draymond Green.
Draymond Green smokes herb. He smokes weed.
Man, get out
Some
of here,
of the
bro.
craziest
Draymond Green.
So
Draymond Green went head up 7 games. He went head up 7 games with the young fella. You know what he said? That dude is Baby Joker. He's about to be ready.
What he just do? Nigga averaged like 9 points in his last series. What he do?
No, he didn't.
Get out of here, man. Get this dude out of here, man.
He ain't averaged 9 points. That was crazy. He went nuts.
Hey,
he was at 18, 19 a game for sure.
Yeah, he was crazy.
Hey, bro, he's not. Hey, bro, he's not Joker. He's a joke. I understand how you can get the two confused. I see how you can get the two confused.
Hey, man.
See, now you talking crazy. Matter of fact, let me tell you how crazy Kyle is. Kyle just got finished talking about if we could just get 16 and 10 from DeAndre Ayton. But he want to call Şengün a joke? Please! Get out of here.
Because you're talking about the number 2 guy. You talking about the number 2 guy. Like, bro, KD don't have
I don't want to hear anything you talking about. You out here lying to the American people. You're lying.
Hey, yo.
Talking about DeAndre Ayton 16 and 10.
We closing out, man.
Şengün can get to sleep. Stop.
KD better be. Hope he make it not in the play-in.
This is the last thing I'm gonna say. Word, and I'm gonna pass.
I got Houston in the play-in.
This is the last thing I'm gonna say. I'm gonna pass the floor. You have Amin Thompson, who was ready to take the next leap. I don't know if he'll be top 15 yet, but he's on his way because he's that good.
Yeah.
Şengün is Baby Joker. Van Vliet is a proven champion. Shows up in the biggest moments. You got a coach that I think is the best coach in the NBA right now. Especially since Greg Popovich.
That's the only thing logical you said.
And I'm gonna tell you this much. And I'm gonna tell you this much. Jabari Smith Jr. can also really play. It's gonna be a big year for him too. So KD,
yeah, man.
You don't
There's
have
a lot of guys on that team that can play, man. All right, we got.
If Kevin Durant doesn't get it done, we need to have a discussion about Kevin Durant if he doesn't get it done. We need to have a
Yeah,
different
yeah.
conversation.
We said the same thing when Kevin Durant was in New Jersey. We said the same thing when Kevin Durant was at what was his last spot? Phoenix. Now we saying the same thing now. So yeah,
Nah,
Kevin
he
Durant
didn't
got
have.
a whole. Then
He didn't have
bro.
what he
Kevin
needed
Durant
in
that had a
Phoenix.
whole
He
lot.
didn't
we
have what he
forget
needed
they
in
picked
Phoenix.
up
His narrative.
they picked up Click Capella and they still got Steven Adams, bro.
Come on, bro.
Yeah, he got to get it done this year.
That's 3 or 4 more centers than the Lakers combined. What are we talking about?
He's a 7 seed at best.
Oh, hey, I'm out of here.
They was
Hey,
a number
word,
2
close the
seed
podcast,
last
man.
year, man.
Close the
Hey,
podcast, man.
is it the
I'm out of
Yeah,
here.
they got
NBA,
worse.
man? We got
worse.
I seen this article or this graphic earlier, man. They said Monday the game's coming on Peacock. Tuesdays is on NBC and Peacock. Wednesday ESPN. Thursday Prime. Friday Prime ESPN. Saturday Prime ABC. Sunday ABC. NBC and Peacock. What are we doing, NBA? What are we doing?
First of all, pause. First of all, pause. What's happening? Peacock is crazy work. Pause. All right, that's
Yeah,
doesn't
man.
work.
I'm sorry, man.
Number two, the NBA is losing its mind. This is a terrible model right now for viewership. If I got to turn to 10 or 12 different channels just to catch NBA games, I'm not trying to do all that, bro. Put me in a central location. ESPN, ABC, and Prime. That was a perfect model. If you have ESPN, you have ABC, you can jump on Prime, you can get your games direct from Prime.
Yeah.
No problem. But all this Peacock pause and all that, come on, bro.
I don't think
The
it
other
matters.
thing is, bro, the NBA done lost Christmas to the NFL. We bringing out Mr. Beast. We bringing out Mr. Beast. They bringing out Beyonce. Niggas is tripping, bro. Niggas is tripping. Hey, NBA, hey, Christmas was religiously the NBA, bro. Now, it's a wrap. They on Netflix or something now? Oh, yeah. Niggas might as well wrap themselves up in a fire and throw them off the bridge.
NBA Christmas used to be.
Phil don't care
NBA
about none of
Christmas
this.
used to be
He
the
get
thing I look forward to
courtside,
most.
nigga. Hey, what game
Damn.
you got courtside this year? Let me know so I can pull up and try to get, I ain't gonna do my boy like that. They call him Joe Budden seats. That's my guy. I can't do Joe like that.
Yeah. We'll see what's up. I might pull up in either Indy or Memphis. We gonna see.
Okay, something like. Well, man, before we get out of here, man, let cats know what y'all got going on, man. We got a new improved podcast by none other than Kyle Torrey, the man space where the spaces are for men. Hey, what's your slogan you say over there, bro?
We redefining manhood, but you talking about that pass it down and pass it around?
Right. Yeah, that stuff. Hey, bro, when he first ran that
Manhood
mug
needs
off,
to
it was
be
something
passed
crazy
down
he said,
and
bro.
passed around.
What's up, man? What you got cracking over there, man? What's up, man?
Yeah, man, you just said it, bro. Man Space Podcast, the relaunch, the reboot is gonna be recording it tomorrow, so catching it in September. Got a couple new people gonna be not just talking about just specifically me telling people some good, things around manhood, but we not only gonna be talking about that, we're gonna be talking about current events. We're going to be responding to things in the culture. We're going to allow women to send us questions that they want to hear answered from men. So it's going to be a little bit of a switch up, man. Looking forward to it.
That's
All
dope,
right.
yo.
I heard y'all first interview or guest gonna be Dr. Umar. When is that one?
Also, man, I'm big into golf now, man. So got a new page with that. So Gauntlet_golf. I'm in a golf group, man. We've been traveling the nation, bro. Went to LA, played a black group there. Just left DC this summer. Went and played a black group there. So they wildin'. Everything here, man, with us is all about black empowerment. Just wanting to be able to see, bring black people into the game. You know what I mean? Not look at it just a white sport. So yeah, man, super excited about it.
That's what's up, bro. All that black stuff with them dogs in the background made it lovely. We know you walked up with the money.
Daughter walked in, man, had the dog going crazy, so I apologize.
Yeah. What you got over there for us, Kenny G? Make some noise on the way out of this joint. You hear me, die?
Hey, listen, got a single coming later this month called Different Mode. That will be out. doing some more work in the community, and things of that nature. So got some stuff being announced coming down the pipeline with that. But y'all just stay tuned, and yeah, more podcast stuff, man. So I'm chilling, bro. I'm chilling. I'm just trying to put my head down, dog. That's it. So tap in when you can, bro.
That's what's popping, man. Definitely looking forward to all that good stuff you cats got going on. It's your boy, It's Just Word. You can find me everywhere at It's Just _word. Make sure you check out on all social handles, man. For me, particularly, just, pretty much working. If you follow me on my gram, dropping a lot of visuals there. New music will be on the way. Looking to get a couple actors, actresses, you know what I mean? Got a few projects up the sleeve. So if you see the email, send your reel so we can see how you rocking, man. But yeah, aspiring filmmaker. The move to LA should be happening in the near future, Lord willing. Outside of that, man, make sure y'all follow the Word of Clarity pod everywhere. Make sure y'all shout out y'all handles and let these cats know where to find y'all at, man.
Yeah,
Kenny G.
Kyle
Yeah.
_ go ahead, Kenny.
No, I was just gonna say at Kenny Klarity, Klarity with a K. Follow me on all the socials. I'm everywhere. Instagram, Twitter. Y'all hit me up.
Yeah, Kyle _Tory _ that's your boy. Or on TikTok, it's Kyle _Tory.
Yeah, if you follow him on DraftKings, it's bust heads, give me your money. Pause. All right, this nigga crazy. All right, man, we about to get up out of here, man. Episode 32, we out of this joint. You hear me, dog?
Hey, I know that boy Kenny gone, dog. He be out of there.
Out of here. He don't even want to see a nigga eyelid before you.